Chapter 5467. At the core of the dragon realm, there is a huge 10,000 dragons nest. Unlike other 10,000 dragons nests, it goes deep underground and is buried in thick soil. This 10,000 dragons nest is a very special 10,000 dragons nest, which is owned by the entire dragon realm, where the most terrifying arrogance of the dragon realm over the years is sealed here. However, after the chaos in the dragon realm, forces such as the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan took away the Tianjiao who belonged to their clan. The Tianjiao of the other clans are still sealed here. Although the Black Dragon clan, Red Dragon clan, and Evil Dragon clan are not in harmony on the surface, they have never thought of awakening these Tianjiao to fight for hegemony, because doing so will only lead to chaos. Add chaos. However, now that the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan have begun to awaken the arrogance of their various clan seals, their intention is already obvious, that is, to fight to the death with Longyu. After seeking Long Chen's opinion, everyone came to this 10,000 dragons nest, and entered the 10,000 dragons nest after passing through layers of seals. Long Chen saw countless dragon eggs inlaid on the wall, densely packed, tens of thousands of them. And on the core hall of Wanlong's nest, there is an altar. In the center of the altar is a high platform in the shape of a dragon's claw. In the center of the dragon's claw, there is a purple scale. The purple scales are not big, only the size of a human palm, and there are gaps on them. But the moment he saw the scales, the vast sacred pressure rushed to his face, and the air of the emperor rose. Although it was only a small scale, it made people have the urge to worship. The scales lay there quietly as if falling into a deep sleep, but in the deep sleep, it was still awe-inspiring and frightening. The moment Long Chen saw the scale, his heart couldn't help beating wildly. The dragon's blood in his body was rising rapidly, and he felt a flesh and blood connection with the scale. At that moment, Long Chen understood that this scale must be the Emperor's inverse scale that the Chaos Dragon Emperor told him. A sleeping inverse scale has such a terrifying coercion. If it is awakened, it will explode. What horrible phenomenon! Seeing that, Long Chen looked at the dragon scale in shock, but did not look greedy or fanatical. This made Mo Ying and the others relax a little from their tense hearts. This is the most precious treasure of our dragon realm, Dilong Niling. In fact, it is also a treasure that each of our clans wants to keep for themselves. Mo Ying said with emotion, the owner of this dragon scale has not been verified, and it is stained with chaos. We only know that it is the reverse scale of the Emperor Dragon family handed down from the era of chaos. We waited for countless years, but we didn't wait for the Dilong clan to appear. Later, after all of us agreed, as long as someone can subdue Dilong Niling, we will respect him as king. For so many years, no one has been able to subdue it, right? Long Chen said. Mo Ying nodded and said, of course, if someone can subdue it, Longyu will not be in chaos until now. After Mo Ying finished speaking, he looked tentatively at Long Chen and said, if you can subdue it, we can also honor you as king. Long Chen withdrew his gaze from Ni Lin, looked at Mo Ying, and said with a half-smile, Patriarch Mo Ying, it seems that you still haven't understood my intention. I, Long Chen, although I bear the blood of the dragon, I am a human race after all, and I have no desire to command the dragon race. But because I bear the blood of the dragon, I have the obligation and responsibility to help the dragon clan overcome difficulties, and even throw my head and blood for the dragon clan. But I hope you all know that I did this because I owed a huge favor to the dragon clan. I just want to repay the favor, not because I am greedy for your Longyu or something. Long Chen's words immediately made Mo Ying embarrassed, and the patriarch of the Bailong clan hurriedly smoothed things over and said, Patriarch Mo Ying, I'm not joking. If you can really subdue Emperor Long Niling, Long Chen, we will admire you from the bottom of our hearts. Since you can get the approval of the ancient dragon soul, we are a family. If you can do everything for our dragon clan can also go through fire and water for you. Old Bai is right, our dragon clan has never been busy. As long as you can subdue Dilong Niling, Xie Qianzhong will be the first to do so. Xie Qianzhong said. The patriarch of the Qilong clan followed suit. That's right, the proud dragon clan has always said that one thing is one thing, one spit and one nail. Other dragon patriarchs also expressed that as long as Long Chen can subdue Emperor Long Nilin, they are willing to recognize Long Chen as the master. The reason why they are like this is that on the one hand, they admire Long Chen's wisdom and methods. On the other hand, from the way Long Chen raises his hands and feet, it can be seen that Long Chen is the kind of person who values friendship, trustworthiness, and is absolutely reliable. Another point is that the chaos in Longyu cannot be broken, but the appearance of Long Chen has brought an opportunity. If Long Chen can become the master of the Dragon Realm, even if it is only temporarily, then the chaos in the Dragon Realm will be effectively contained, which is a good thing for the entire Dragon Realm. In fact, they have been thinking about it for so many years, but they can't think of a good way. If Long Chen can become the master of the Dragon Domain, it will be a bold attempt. Obviously, their intelligence is not as high as Mo Ing, and they can't see as far, but they all have one characteristic, that is, they trust their intuition very much. They think that Long Chen must be a good person if he looks pleasing to the eye. Long Chen said, "Let's put aside the matter of subduing the Emperor Dragon Nilin. At present, the most important thing for us is to solve the crisis in the Dragon Domain. Trouble everyone, first wake up these arrogances of all ages. We cannot do without them if we want to win this crisis. Should we wake them up one by one, or?" Xie Qianzhong said. "Let's go together, we don't have much time, don't waste it." Long Chen said. Hearing what Long Chen said, everyone glanced at each other. Mo Ing looked at the patriarch of the Bailong clan and said, "Brother Bai, why don't you come first?" The reason why Mo Ing chose this is because the strong men of the Bailong clan have soft personalities, so waking them up first will help to control the situation. The arrogance of each race needs to be awakened by the patriarch himself. The patriarch of the Bailong clan slowly walked towards the altar, and slowly pressed his big hand on the dragon claws of the altar. Suddenly, the entire 10,000 dragons' nest trembled, and the dragon eggs inlaid on the wall slowly slid down from the wall. Once they fell, there were thousands of them. Ka ka ka. The dragon egg broke open, and figures walked out of the dragon egg one by one. There were men and women, all of them were heavenly saint-level existences, their auras were as vast as the sea, and their bloodlines were astonishingly powerful. When Long Chen saw these people, he couldn't help but nodded secretly. He really deserved to be the pride of different eras, and his strength was indeed astonishing. "Warriors of the Bailong clan, come here, there is a crisis in the Dragon Realm, and we need your help." Seeing the bewildered eyes of these strong men, who seemed to be lost in distant memories, the patriarch of the Bailong clan said. Following the call of the patriarch of the White Dragon clan, these arrogances of the White Dragon clan walked to the side of the patriarch of the White Dragon clan. However, when they saw Long Chen, a human race, there was a look of surprise in their eyes. "Let me do it." Seeing Tianjiao of the White Dragon clan, there was nothing unusual after seeing Long Chen, and a Dragon clan patriarch came out. Ka ka ka. Thousands of dragon eggs fell off again, and one by one strong dragons came out of the eggs. One of the strong dragons saw Long Chen, and suddenly his eyebrows stood erect, murderous, like a ray of light towards Long Chen. "Damn human race, go to hell." Chapter 5468, Stop. Seeing Long Chen, the strong dragon clan immediately rushed to the sky with murderous aura. His sharp claws pierced through the air, and he looked like he wanted to tear Long Chen to pieces. The Dragon Clan patriarch shouted and was about to stop him. "You don't have to worry about anything, let me do it." Long Chen yelled at the Dragon Clan patriarch. Long Chen knew that the Dragon Clan always only admired the strong, and if they wanted to deal with them, they had to show their strength to convince them. Hearing Long Chen's words, the Dragon patriarch hesitated for a moment, and finally took a step back to give up his position. However, his retreat immediately made the sealed Dragon Clan even more angry, and he roared angrily, "How can there be a humble human race in the Great Dragon Clan, and you still listen to him? I'm so mad." Boom! The strong man of the Dragon Clan roared to shake the sky, and above the dragon's claws, blood light and divine radiance filled the air. Obviously, he had activated the supernatural powers of the Dragon Clan. Boom! Facing the ultimate move of the Dragon Strongman, Long Chen did not dodge or dodge. He held back with one hand and greeted with the other. His movements were calm and unrestrained. When the two palms collided, there was a loud bang, and 4 rays of divine light came from between the two palms, blazing out. Seeing this scene, Mo Ying and the others were all moved. Those who can be sealed here are all peerless talents in the Dragon Clan in the past. How powerful is this blow? However, Long Chen did not use real power. When the two palms met, the heart and blood of Long Chen circulated, forming 4 grooves. Guided by the power of qi and blood, it shoots out in 4 directions: up, down, left, and right, and the power of a palm is easily removed. This trick looks very simple, but it is extremely difficult to do, especially when Long Chen is facing the famous Tianjiao in the history of the Dragon Clan. This move requires absolute control. No matter the strength, timing, or angle, it must be exactly the same. If there is a slight mistake, Long Chen's arm, or even half of his body, will be shot off. Long Chen's move was an understatement, and he lifted the weight lightly, showing extreme confidence. This shows that Long Chen is not taking risks, but has absolute certainty. The Patriarch-level powerhouses present can all take this move, but they can't do it as easily as Long Chen. The strength is not very good, but the temper is not small. Who gave you the courage? Long Chen snorted coldly and pulled out the big hand behind him. Snapped. The strong Dragon Clan was still shocked by the power of his palm, how he was knocked to the ground by a slap when he was easily caught by Long Chen. Boom! The strong Dragon Clan was sent flying by Long Chen's slap, rolled and landed on the ground several times in a row, rolled his eyes, and passed out like that. Dare to come to the Dragon Clan to play wild, get out. Just as the man was knocked to the ground by Long Chen's slap, another awakened Dragon Clan powerhouse rushed up and punched Long Chen violently. Boom! As a result, he punched down without even touching the edge of Long Chen's clothes, and was punched by Long Chen in the chest. Long Chen punched him on the chest, and the violent punch blasted the robe behind him, and the broken robe fluttered like a butterfly. The dragon's strong man was stiff all over, with blood overflowing from the corner of his mouth. Long Chen's big hand slowly covered his head and pushed him away. Young man, if your body is still in a state of rigidity, don't be so arrogant. Long Chen pushed the dragon's strong man away, and said lightly. He told others not to be so arrogant, but he didn't know how arrogant he was in the eyes of Mo Ying and other patriarchs. The territory of the Dragon Clan is arrogant. Do you have the qualifications? Long Chen had just pushed that dragon strong man away, and another dragon strong man came to kill him. This is a strong man with a figure like an iron tower. He is over 3 feet tall. He rushed in front of Long Chen and stomped on Long Chen. Snapped. Just when his table-like big feet were about to land on Long Chen's head, Long Chen kicked out with lightning, hitting his heel. The big man of the Dragon Clan couldn't help but made a big split, and at this time, Long Chen kicked out again, hitting his crotch. Boom! With a loud noise, the big man's whole body stiffened immediately. He kept the posture of the splits, and did not move at all. His big face changed from red to black, and from black to purple, and his face twisted in pain. Mo Ying couldn't help turning her face away. She couldn't bear to look at this man's expression. While Xia Qianzhong and the others fought a cold war, men understand what kind of pain this is. Finally, the big man of the Dragon Clan let out a piercing wail. It wasn't that he didn't want to wail before, but the severe pain made him unable to make a sound. Don't yell, it's still usable if you didn't kick it out. Long Chen didn't know when he had already stood in front of him, and put his big hand on his forehead. At that moment, the big man was too scared to scream, and the hearts of Mo Ying and the others also raised their throats. That was where Long Jing was. A light blow from Long Chen would kill him. Boom! Long Chen pressed his palm on the man's forehead, and the man suddenly felt a huge force coming, and flew out in a whirlpool. When he saw that the man's eyebrows were not broken, and knew that Long Chen was just driving him out of the battlefield, Missouri Ying felt relieved. Although she knows that Long Chen will not kill easily, but don't forget that Long Chen is also a young man. Young people are not arrogant, and they are continuously provoked and insulted. Yes, who can guarantee that no one will die? Let me meet you. Long Chen had just pushed the big man away, But there was a soft shout, and a slender woman rushed towards Long Chen like an electric shock. "Don't wait, let's continue. Our time is limited." Long Chen said. "What did you say?" The woman didn't understand Long Chen's meaning and shouted loudly. "I didn't talk to you." Long Chen looked at Mo Ying and the others. He was telling Mo Ying and the others what he said. Mo Ying and the others gritted their teeth, walked up to the altar, and began to activate the altar runes to unblock the clan's arrogance. Boom! Countless dragon eggs fell from the walls of the 10,000 dragons' nest, and more powerful dragons broke through. Boom! But at this moment, Long Chen met the woman with palms. This time, Long Chen didn't take any chances and directly used the power of dragon blood. With a bang, the woman spurted out a mouthful of blood and was slapped away by Long Chen. "Human race, you are too arrogant." Long Chen slapped the strong woman of the dragon clan into the air, and 3 people immediately rushed towards Long Chen at the same time. "Is this arrogant? That's because you are too ignorant. When you have a chance, I will let you see what real arrogance is." Boom, 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 Long Chen punched each of them, and all 3 of them were sent flying backwards by Long Chen. The arrogance of the dragon clan had just been awakened, and the dragon blood was still in a stagnant state, so their strength could not be exerted. At most, it was about 50% of their normal strength. Can't stop Long Chen's power. However, more and more Tianjiao people wake up, their power is recovering rapidly, and the strong ones rushing up are getting stronger and more terrifying. But no matter how powerful they were, they still couldn't resist Long Chen's move. Just as Long Chen punched and bullied the children, suddenly a sharp breath rose up, and at the same time, a cold and stern voice came. "Human race, your arrogance ends here." Chapter 5469. With a loud shout, a man covered in black scales, with a cold and proud face and eyes like stars at night, walked towards Long Chen. The moment he walked out, Mo Ying and the others trembled, and countless people from the Dragon Clan arrogance present also exclaimed, "Mo Yang, the legendary Tianjiao? Oh my god, it's really him. That's a character in a textbook." He created 3 kinds of divine arts and was included in the glory list of the Black Dragon Clan. He has also been resurrected. Someone exclaimed, obviously recognized the origin of this person, and many people did not know him, but after hearing his name, they all looked horrified. Mo Yang, a strong man of the Black Dragon Clan in ancient times, he is amazingly talented, sweeping the same ranks, and at a young age, he took charge of the entire Black Dragon Clan, becoming the youngest patriarch of the Black Dragon Clan ever. The Black Dragon's supernatural power he created himself is still studied by countless powerful members of the Black Dragon Clan, including the current head of the Black Dragon Clan, Mo Ying, who is also one of the beneficiaries of this supernatural power. When Mo Ying saw Mo Yang, he couldn't help feeling excited. He was a legendary figure in the history of the Black Dragon Clan. As soon as Mo Yang came out, he caused a sensation in the audience. He was too famous, after all, he was a character in the textbook. Mo Yang came out more and more, and everyone couldn't help making way for him. However, in the depths of the crowd, there were also some figures. Looking at Mo Yang, divine light flickered in their eyes, and their fighting spirit rose. However, none of them made a sound, but chose to watch quietly. Mo Yang walked towards Long Chen step by step. Every time he took a step, the entire 10,000 dragons' nest trembled. His aura was rising rapidly, and the berserk Long Wei washed over the world like a tsunami. Looking at Mo Yang, Long Chen put away his previous contempt, and his face gradually became serious. This person's strength is astonishing and unfathomable. This is the first time that Long Chen has felt such great pressure in front of a strong man of the same level. Buzz! The entire 10,000 dragons' nest trembled non-stop. His coercion was so terrifying that even the patriarchs, who were half-step emperors, felt terrified. As expected of the existence in the legend, it's too strong. Countless dragon arrogances looked at Mo Yang with admiration in their eyes. Although they are also unrivaled arrogance and have rarely met opponents, this does not prevent them from worshipping the strong. This is the supreme worship of power by the Dragon Clan. As long as your strength is strong enough, You will gain their respect and conviction, and they are even willing to join you. Mo Yang walked up to Long Chen, looked at Long Chen and said, "Human race, you are very strong. I have been sleeping for too long. When I fell asleep, the human race has completely declined, and is even in danger of being destroyed. Unexpectedly, after so many years, a strong man like you appeared in the human race, which surprised me very much." Although Mo Yang just woke up, but as a dragon, he has the ability to perceive time. He probably knows how many years he has been asleep. Mo Yang's strength is not only due to his strong strength, but also his keen perception and insight. Otherwise, he would not have become the youngest patriarch of the Black Dragon clan ever. Although Long Chen didn't explode, he could sense everything from Long Chen's eyes. He didn't intentionally release his breath to scare people, nor did he use his breath to test Long Chen, but he had just been unsealed and wanted to fight, and the seals in his body were undone one after another, and he couldn't stop it at all. You are not bad, but what surprised me the most is that you are not as stupid as them. Long Chen looked at Mo Yang and nodded. This Mo Yang is not only powerful, but also quite intelligent. Although Long Chen has been dealing with those dragon powerhouses before, Long Chen's divine sense is paying attention to the audience. What Long Chen has to admit is that Longius' background is still very terrifying. Among the tens of thousands of Tianjiao, there are many people who can pose a threat to him. However, there are still more than a dozen of the most threatening peerless arrogance like Mo Yang, which is a bit scary. However, Mo Yang is not only powerful, but also calm and calm. His emotions and anger are invisible, and he has the air of a king. However, Long Chen's words made all the Dragon Clan's arrogances angry, and some people shouted angrily, "Senior Mo Yang, if you kill him, how dare a small human race look down on a great Dragon Clan? Yes, if you kill him, the human race has no right to show off its power in front of the dragon race. It doesn't matter if you don't kill him, as long as he kneels down and respectfully kowtows to us 3,000 times, we will forgive him." It has to be said that Mo Yang does have the style of a king. Once he appeared, he gained so many admirers. At least half of the strong people seem to follow his lead. His influence is as strong as ever. Mo Yang waved his hand to stop the crowd from booing, and everyone fell silent immediately. Mo Yang looked at the patriarchs, and finally his eyes stayed on Mo Ying. He said, "What happened to Long Yu?" Mo Ying's face turned red immediately, and for a moment, she didn't know what to say. Although Mo Yang was a powerful heavenly saint, she was now the patriarch of the Black Dragon clan. However, Mo Yang was her ancestor. She didn't know what to say. After all, it would be too embarrassing to say this. Long Chen said, "Let me tell you, Long Yu is in a huge crisis, and there is a danger of extermination." What? Long Chen's words immediately made these powerhouses startled and angry, and they could hardly believe their ears. Is this true? Mo Yang's face changed drastically, and he looked at Mo Ying. Mo Ying nodded, and her action caused an uproar among the dragon powerhouses present. "Let's go out and kill him, blood flowing like a river. Let me see who dares to be an enemy of our Long Yu." The arrogances of Long Yu immediately exploded, and they were all anxious, roaring and about to kill them. "Everyone be quiet." Mo Yang stopped drinking. However, this time, he couldn't hold back anymore. Some Dragon Clan powerhouses were extremely conceited. Although they knew that they were not Mo Yang's opponents, they refused to give in to him. "Although you, Mo Yang, are strong, you are not the master of Long Yu. You are not qualified to order me. I will go out now to see who dares to be an enemy of my Long Yu." Someone sneered. "That's right, since Long Yu is in crisis, it's better to have a competition. Whoever can solve this crisis will be the master of Long Yu." "That's right, whoever has the ability will use it. Let's see who will get the luck blessing of Long Yu and become the new master of Long Yu." All of a sudden, more and more strong men roared, and the scene became more and more chaotic. Hearing their roars, the hearts of Mo Ying, Xie Qianzhong, Qi Yu and others kept sinking. What they were worried about finally happened. Many of these Tianjiao are their predecessors. These patriarchs have too little restraint on them. Once the situation gets out of control, the consequences will be disastrous. Seeing the chaotic scene, Mo Yang's face was gloomy. Just as he was about to speak, Long Chen spoke first. The Dragon Clan is really stupid. Long Chen's voice was not loud, but it was clearly transmitted to the ears of every strong Dragon Clan. At that moment, all the voices disappeared, and all the strong Dragon Clan looked at Long Chen with murderous eyes, and the audience fell into a deathly silence. Chapter 5470, What did you say? Long Chen's words stirred up thousands of waves with one stone, and all the powerful Dragon Clan looked at Long Chen at this time, with murderous intent surging in their eyes. They are all peerless talents, let alone Long Chen, a small human race. Even if they are as strong as Mo Yang, they dare not look down on them. Now this human race actually said that the dragon race is all trash. This simplest taunt directly hit their vitals. They stopped making noise and slowly surrounded Long Chen. All of them had murderous intentions rising, and their expressions were not good. Long Chen's words made them unacceptable, and they all became murderous. Mo Ying and the others' hearts were beating wildly, although she knew that Long Chen used this method to attract their attention and make them stop arguing. However, Long Chen offended everyone all of a sudden, and everyone's anger was concentrated on Long Chen, which was going to kill him. You are said to be trash, are you still not convinced? You don't even know who the enemy is, so you start biting and barking like a group of mad dogs. What kind of peerless proud son of the Dragon Clan, what kind of invincible genius? Look at your current appearance, you are also worthy of the words, the proud son of heaven? Long Chen said disdainfully. Long Chen's words immediately made the faces of the Dragon Clan geniuses present a little ugly. Just now, the scene was chaotic and everyone wanted to intervene, making this place like a bargaining market, which is really embarrassing. This is the Dragon Clan. The affairs of the Dragon Clan need you, a humble human race, to take care of them. Do you want to laugh at us to death? A strong Dragon Clan roared. If you want me to take care of you, you also need to have that qualification. If you don't accept it, the easiest thing is to come out and fight. Whether it's a real battle or together, Long Chen will not refuse. Long Chen stood with his hands behind his back. His face was cold and proud. His attitude immediately made this group of Dragon Clan's arrogance half dead, wishing they could swarm up and beat Long Chen into meatloaf. However, they are all the pride of the Dragon Clan, and any of them used to look down on the Dragon Clan. How could they use the method of fighting with wheels to attack a human clan? If it was spread, wouldn't it be laughed to death? Seeing this, Mo Ying immediately relaxed a little with her hanging heart. She had to admire Long Chen's wisdom. As soon as Long Chen said this, the arrogance of the Dragon Clan was immediately squeezed out. At least, they would not rush forward. Let me meet you, you ignorant lunatic. At this time, a strong Dragon Clan roared and rushed out. Wait first. Long Chen stretched out his hand. What? Are you scared? The dragon strongman sneered. How old are you, and you still say such childish things? Before you start, let's make some things clear. Is it a wheel battle between you and me? Even if it's a wheel battle, I still need to know a way. For example, do you plan to fight with 10 people or with 100 people? Or for everyone present, each of you will have one round? Since there is a battle, there must be a winner or loser. Since there is a winner or loser, there must be a price to pay. If I, Long Chen, are defeated, I will give you my life. But if you are defeated, are you willing to follow my orders and work together to overcome this crisis in Longyu? Long Chen asked. As soon as Long Chen said this, the man's face changed, and everyone's heart trembled. Before Long Chen made a move, there was no single general, and his strength was beyond doubt. Although some people refused to accept him, they couldn't guarantee that they would win him. If they lost, it would be a shame for them to obey a human race, and the price would be too high. Seeing that everyone hesitated for a while, Long Chen said with a sneer on his face, Why? Not sure? Not sure if you hit 10? Then hit 100? Of course, it doesn't matter if there are more. With such a reputation, I can accept various challenges. Who? Long Chen's words almost vomited blood from all the arrogances of the Dragon Clan. Long Chen's words were too arrogant and irritating. Especially the phrase, so famous, is simply the greatest humiliation to them. Each of them is a well-known genius in the Dragon Clan, otherwise they would not be eligible to be sealed at all. A well-known strong human race challenged a large group of peerless talents of the dragon race, and it was still in the form of a wheel battle. I have seen humiliating people, but I have never seen such humiliating people. Mo Ying and the others admired Long Chen so much at this time. Long Chen's mastery of the rhythm was flawless, and this group of Dragon Clan's arrogance was completely controlled by Long Chen. Now they are extremely uncomfortable. Everyone is eager to fight Long Chen, but they dare not, because even if one person loses, someone will defeat Long Chen in the future. It will be a will battle. Where will the face of the Dragon Clan be placed? Even if everyone kills Long Chen in the end and doesn't spread the matter, but they were once the pride of every era, and they all deserve face. With a few words, Long Chen took control of the situation. First, he directed the hatred towards himself, so that they could unify the outside world and reduce internal strife. After the anger passed, they gradually calmed down and at the same time united. The Great Dragon Clan never used wheels to fight, let alone win with more than less. Come on, let me fight with you. At this moment, a man wrapped in flames came out. Red Wufeng. When the man stood up, someone suddenly exclaimed and recognized his identity. This person is also the peerless arrogance of the ancient times, from the Qilong clan. It is said that in the ancient times he killed endless monsters, established a great reputation, and deterred the ages. More importantly, it is rumored that he possesses the Emperor Dragon Flame, which is an untold secret of the Emperor Dragon Clan. It is rumored that he is not a pure-blooded red dragon at all, but has a trace of Emperor Dragon's blood, otherwise he would not awaken the Emperor Dragon. Dragon Flame. As soon as Qi Wufeng stood up, the temperature of the entire 10,000 dragons' nest rose rapidly. Even the unrivaled arrogance of the Dragon Clan was scorched by the terrifying heat wave and felt extremely uncomfortable. Flames flowed all over his body, and the pressure was astonishing. He hadn't released his breath yet, but it already made people feel the soul trembling. This was another extremely terrifying existence. No, Qi Wufeng is strong, but I don't believe he can be stronger than Mo Yang. If there is only one Dragon Clan to fight, it must be Mo Yang. Otherwise, we won't admit it if we lose. A Mo Yang admirer stood up. Yo. Although Qi Wufeng's strength was formidable, his popularity was obviously not as high as that of Mo Yang's. When the man shouted, countless strong men immediately followed suit. Obviously, they were all more optimistic about Mo Yang. When Qi Wufeng heard the shouts of this group of people, his face immediately changed. Mo Yang looked at Qi Wufeng and said, "Our strength is actually between equals. It doesn't matter whoever makes the move. I have countless Dragon Realm talents. There are more than a dozen people at our level. Any one of them can represent the Dragon Clan. Brother Wufeng, come here." Bark. After Mo Yang finished speaking, he took half a step back and made a gesture of please. This action of Mo Yang immediately embarrassed Qi Wufeng. He shook his head and said, "Forget it, you are loud, I am too lazy to argue with you, but in the future, there will be a battle between you and me." After finishing speaking, Qi Wufeng backed away like this. At this moment, all the strong people in the audience looked at Mo Yang and Long Chen, and for a while, intense emotions rose rapidly. Chapter 5471 Mo Yang. Although some people disagree with him, everyone has to admit that Mo Yang is definitely the strongest existence among all the people. In the strongest level, apart from Qi Wufeng, there are more than a dozen terrifying monsters, and they also have the strength to challenge Mo Yang. However, although it is said that they have the strength to challenge Mo Yang, no one dares to say that they will definitely win Mo Yang. After all, Mo Yang's reputation is too great. Even if someone can beat Mo Yang at most, he can beat Mo Yang with one move and a half. Therefore, Mo Yang also made it clear before that whoever of them made a move would basically have the same result, because they are both dragons, and they know the strength of their own clan better than others. The most important thing is that Mo Yang is not as sharp-edged and domineering as other dragon powerhouses. Mo Yang has the talent of a general and the air of a king. He is very powerful but not enviable. In particular, he took the initiative to give up his position. This move convinced countless Dragon Clan powerhouses. After all, this kind of humble attitude is very rare for the Dragon Clan. In Wan Long's nest, everyone circled around. Long Chen and Mo Yang stood in the center, their eyes were facing each other, and the invisible energy was rising, making the atmosphere extremely tense. "It's a pity." Long Chen sighed. "What a pity?" Mo Yang asked. "If my opponent is Qi Wufeng, I will save a lot of energy." Long Chen spread his hands. "What?" Long Chen's words immediately annoyed Qi Wufeng, who retreated, and he stood up directly. "Long Chen, there's no need to do this." Hearing what Long Chen said, Mo Yang couldn't help frowning. He thought Long Chen was deliberately angering Qi Wufeng. "Forget it, you don't believe me, I'm too lazy to complain. Since you represent the Dragon Clan, let's start." Long Chen said. Currently used, the app with the most complete and best audio for listening to books, integrated with 4 major speech synthesis engines, over 100 kinds of timbers, and an artifact that supports offline reading, Huanyuan app. Source app. It can be seen that you are a character, and I can also feel your feelings for the Dragon Clan. But the human race is scheming and too dangerous. We can't trust you, so no matter how you get the support of the patriarchs, I will not let you command the Dragon Clan. I will go all out for this battle. You have to be mentally prepared. The sword is merciless. The fists and feet have no eyes. Life and death depend on fate. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen with a serious face. It has to be said that Mo Yang is not only powerful, but also a strong man of wisdom. Although he didn't try to understand it deliberately, but judging from the attitudes of several patriarchs, he has already guessed a general idea. He did not deny the patriarchs, and at the same time said that he had no malice towards Long Chen, but everyone had different positions. He had to go all out, and he would never show mercy once he made a move. His words convinced all the strong people present. Compared with him, other dragon strong people were like a group of immature children who seemed very childish. "No problem, I came to Longyu to complete a mission. If you can defeat me and complete this mission on my behalf, that would be the best. I don't want to waste my energy." Long Chen said lazily. "What mission?" Mo Yang couldn't help but ask. "If you want to know this secret, then beat me, but I will also do my best and will not show mercy." Long Chen said. After finishing speaking, Long Chen began to shrug his shoulders and shake his hands, and began to move his muscles and bones. The joints of his whole body crackled. At the same time, a vast dragon power rose from Long Chen's body. This Long Wei was not released deliberately by Long Chen, but slowly overflowed with the movement of Long Chen's qi and blood. When people felt Long Chen's might, their hearts all jumped wildly. Even Mo Ying and the others felt the dragon's might for the first time. That dragon majesty is ancient, majestic, sacred, and majestic. Even as the patriarch, she felt a tremor. It was a kind of awe from the depths of her soul. This guy hides so deeply. Mo Ying and the others looked shocked, and she realized that the dragon blood of Long Chen was more noble and mysterious than the dragon blood of the Dragon Blood Legion. And the other Dragon Clan arrogances also looked shocked. As the Dragon Clan arrogance, they knew that the more noble the dragon blood, the more difficult it is to control. How could such a terrifying dragon blood appear on a human race? You really have a lot of history, but no matter what, I will still defeat you. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen, his eyes lit up, and his fighting spirit rose. Obviously, an opponent as powerful as Long Chen made his heart skip a beat. Back then, he swept across the same level and had never met an opponent. Now, it seems that he can finally fight with all his strength. The feeling of excitement cannot be expressed in words. Express. Please, please, Mo Yang and Long Chen made a gesture at the same time, and suddenly the aura of the two of them rose rapidly, violent blood energy erupted, and the loud and clear sound of dragon chant resounded through the entire 10,000 dragons' nest. Mo Ying and the others formed seals at the same time, the dragon's nest trembled, and endless runes rose up, forming a ring that enveloped everyone in it. When the arena appeared, someone exclaimed, "Could this be the legendary Dragon Emperor's Blood Talisman stage?" That's right, these runes are all condensed with the natal blood talismans of the Dragon King powerhouse, and their strength is hard to shake even the Dragon King level powerhouse in this department. Xie Qinzhong said. What he said was for that person, and in fact it was also for Long Chen. This was telling Long Chen in a disguised form that even if he let go of the fight, he didn't have to worry about destroying Wanlong's nest. If it is said that the person who trusts Long Chen the most among all the people present is none other than him, the name of the evil dragon clan has the word evil in it, which means that they are also evil in their actions. Just like him, for some reason, he just saw Long Chen pleasing to his eyes, and then trusted him without hesitation. That kind of trust was even a little blind. Buzz. The arena is blessed by the law of space, and its area is thousands of miles square. Long Chen and Mo Yang are standing in the center of the arena, separated by hundreds of feet. The blood energy of the two is constantly circulating, releasing, and improving. The vast long way is also nonstop. The ground scoured in all directions, forming ripples. When the ripples surged in front of everyone, people felt the terrifying force of tearing. These arrogances, all of them, were so excited that they rushed forward to fight a battle. Boom! As the breaths of the two continued to be released, the coercion became stronger and stronger, the ground began to tremble, the space around the two began to distort, and the dragon's blood rune began to appear from the skin of the two. The dragon's blood runes of the two, one black and one red, are like two volcanoes erupting at the same time. At this time, the arrogances of the dragon clan couldn't help but be moved. Long Chen's dragon power is as vast as the sea and endless. Is this guy really a human race? Call. Suddenly the two moved at the same time. Mo Yang made a strange gesture, and Long Chen made a seal with both hands. Behind Mo Yang appeared the destiny roulette, and behind Long Chen appeared the 8-color divine ring. The black dragon lying in the sea, red dragon fighting body, open. The two stopped drinking at the same time, and the violent energy and blood detonated the universe. Chapter 5472 Boom. Two powerful forces erupted at the same time, with two people as the core. Two spheres composed of countless dragon blood runes collided fiercely. One black and one red, two balls of light that gathered dragon blood runes crushed each other, and the entire arena was shaking violently. The explosive power generated at that moment made countless strong men in the arena feel as if their chests had been hit by a sledgehammer. Their blood surged and they almost vomited blood. People couldn't help being astonished. Mo Yang's strength was within their expectations, but they never thought that Long Chen's strength was so powerful. The two light spheres rapidly enlarged, and the violent air pressure pressed the ring, forming two blood domains, one black and one red. The two domains are clearly separated, and no one can oppress the other. No way, he's just one person. How could he use the power of dragon's blood to such an extent? Someone exclaimed. The dragon clan powerhouses present could hardly believe their eyes. The dragon blood enchantment condensed by Long Chen could actually stand up to Mo Yang in equal measure. Buzz. The barriers of the two collided, the dragon's blood was crushed, and their eyes met. The fighting spirit of the two rose, and their faces gradually became serious. This is the crushing of momentum, and it is also the most direct temptation. The so-called expert will know if there is one as soon as he makes a move. The crushing of momentum is not only a contest of dragon's blood, but also a confrontation between soul and will. Will is obtained through countless bloody battles of death, and there is no chance of half a point. With this trial, Long Chen and Mo Yang showed shock and solemnity at the same time. Using the power of the human race to ignite the dragon's blood, you are able to fight against me. I am shocked by your strength. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen and said. Long Chen said, you shocked me even more. My dragon blood has an astonishing origin, and it can't suppress you as it should. You are indeed very strong. Long Chen has encountered countless strong dragons, and every time his dragon blood power can suppress the opponent more or less, but today, it has no effect on Mo Yang. Your dragon blood coercion is very terrifying. It is so thin, the total amount is less than 1% of mine, but it still cannot be suppressed by me. I'm really curious about the amazing origin of the dragon blood on your body. Mo Yang said, I'm sorry, this is a big secret, I can't say it. Well, let's stop here for the gossip. Your total dragon blood is too much more than mine. I can't bear such consumption. A protracted battle is not good for me. I must make a quick decision. Are you ready? Long Chen's legs were slightly separated, one front and one back, and his back was slightly bent. At that moment, his breath suddenly sank, and it stopped spreading randomly in all directions. Long Chen's move once again surprised the powerful dragon clan. He could accept such violent dragon blood power, as he said, which shows that his control over the power of dragon blood has reached an appalling level. Not to mention a human race, even these arrogances, at least 80% of them can't do this. This control is too amazing. However, Long Chen directly exposed his shortcomings, frankly admitting that the power of his dragon blood could not last long, and he did not shy away from his own shortcomings. This alone immediately moved countless strong people. Only those with a very strong heart will dare to expose their shortcomings. Those who dare to expose their shortcomings must dare to face their own shortcomings and challenge them constantly. This is the real warrior. Long Chen's words immediately changed the views of countless Dragon Clan powerhouses. Looking at Long Chen at this time, it seems that he is not so annoying. Come on, let me experience the true strength of the human race's peerless talent. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen, his long hair was flying, his expression was solemn, and his eyes were burning with fanaticism. Mo Yang, the unrivaled genius of the Dragon Clan, is invincible all his life. He is lonely, he longs to fight with the real strong. Then you're welcome. Boom, Long Chen's feet swayed, and his figure disappeared in an instant. There were countless eyes present, but few people could catch Long Chen's figure. So fast, people were shocked, and some people exclaimed. Boom, Long Chen's figure suddenly appeared in front of Mo Yang. Mo Yang struck out with a palm, but the void exploded, and Long Chen's figure disappeared instantly. What? False trick. The experts of the Dragon Clan exclaimed again. Long Chen's movement is as fast as a ghost. Without a trace, Mo Yang can accurately find the position of Long Chen, which is already amazing, but he did not expect that Long Chen's blow turned out to be bluff. At this moment, Long Chen appeared again, but when he appeared this time, behind him, the space was distorted in a large area, as if dragging a great river. What a terrifying blood he is. One move to win. A strong Dragon Clan screamed, and Long Chen's previous lunge was not a simple false move, but took back the attack halfway. However, during the second impact, it carried the impact of the first time. This time, everyone saw that this move was a superposition of two moves. The terrifying coercion had already caused the entire ring to shake greatly. Black Dragon-bound, Mo Yang stopped drinking, and his hands formed seals. Suddenly, countless black dragon pattern chains shot out from his hands and entangled Long Chen. This move is Mo Yang's own unique move, both offensive and defensive. The black dragon pattern chain is composed of Mo Yang's natal runes, which are strong and tough. Difficult to cut. Seeing that Mo Yang had condensed thousands of dragon pattern chains in an instant, Mo Ying and all the arrogances of the Black Dragon Clan all gasped. Even with Mo Ying's current half-step Dragon Emperor strength, he can only condense more than 200 dragon pattern chains. But even these 200 dragon pattern chains are enough to give her the courage to fight against the Dragon Emperor's soldiers empty-handed, and Mo Yang condensed thousands of them in an instant. If Long Chen is entangled by so many chains, everything will be in jeopardy, will be over. Mo Ying didn't expect that Mo Yang would use his unique skills as soon as he came up. According to her thinking, when meeting a strong opponent, Mo Yang would definitely take the opportunity to hone himself. But Mo Yang's reaction also proved that even he didn't dare to be careless in the face of Long Chen. Now he only has one thought to defeat Long Chen. Boom! The endless dragon pattern chains are like a net, blocking the space where Long Chen is. Long Chen is like a bird in a cage. Seeing this scene, Mo Ying and others can't help but sigh. It's over. Boom! There was a bang, and the moment the cage closed, Long Chen's body exploded. What? Another false move? People exclaimed. The moment Long Chen's figure disappeared, everyone's faces were sluggish, and a look of horror appeared on Mo Yang's face. He suddenly stopped drinking, the wheel of destiny behind him trembled, and the endless chains of dragon patterns were withdrawn. Click click. The chains were intertwined and closed, instantly weaving into a shield with a diameter of hundreds of feet and a thickness of tens of feet. Absolute defense? Mo Ying and the others were stunned when they saw this scene. They didn't know why Mo Yang suddenly took such an action. Cloud Dragon offers claws. At this moment, there was a loud shout, and the disappearing Long Chen reappeared instantly. Following Long Chen's movements, a blood-colored dragon claw came down from the divine ring behind Long Chen, carrying the might of destroying the world and destroying the world. It hit Mo Yang's shield. Chapter 5473 The power of the dragon's claws piercing through the sky and destroying the sky and the earth makes people's souls tremble. The red dragon claw is no longer gathered by ordinary magical powers, it has gathered the strongest dragon blood power of Long Chen. The dragon claw is different from the illusory appearance in the past. Its sharp claws split the sky, the dragon scales are densely covered, and the blood pressure pours out. It is a real dragon claw. On the tip of Long Chen's claws, the blood-colored runes flowed, and the sharpness of the air was terrifying. Countless people exclaimed when they saw this move. Now they finally understand why Mo Yang immediately turned to absolute defense after he missed a hit just now. The sound of the sharp claws piercing the air made the hairs of countless strong men stand on end, and the threat of death made their bones sore. This blow was aimed at Mo Yang, and their life and death perception was activated at such a long distance, which shows how terrifying this blow is. Boom! As soon as the dragon claw appeared, it stabbed fiercely on Mo Yang's shield. There was a bang, the dragon claw fell, and endless dragon patterns flew. Dragon claws pierced. Boom! The dragon claws pushed forward, and Mo Yang kept retreating against the shield. The sharp dragon claws were only a few feet away from his eyebrows, which was extremely dangerous. Every time Mo Yang took a step back, the whole arena trembled, and on the solid arena, there were footprints about an inch deep. When they saw the footprints on the arena, Mo Ying and the countless dragon powerhouses all gasped. How strong is this arena? And Mo Yang was able to leave footprints on it, which shows how terrifying the pressure he endured. Bang bang bang. Mo Yang backed up continuously, suddenly he yelled angrily, and pushed his body forward. Boom! With a bang, the shield exploded, and Long Chen's dragon claws also shattered. Endless blood-colored runes and black blood flew, forming a strange vortex. The vortex formed, and countless strong dragons exclaimed, their bodies were involuntarily pulled by the vortex and floated towards the battlefield. Seeing this, Mo Ying and the others used their magical powers to pull them back. If they were sucked into the vortex, they would explode with all their strength, and they might die. With that terrifying power, even these once radiant peerless arrogances are in danger of dying. People were horrified. This was a crazy duel between peerless geniuses, there was no temptation, and the first move was the most fierce lore. With all their strength, without a trace of holding back, the winner could be decided in the blink of an eye at any time. Even though they are the same peerless arrogance, they are also hard to find opponents in the same life, but in front of the two, they still feel terrified and their scalps go numb. Boom! The two had just separated, and once again rushed towards each other, their fists intersected, the dragon roar shook the sky, and the air waves overlapped. This time, it was no longer a duel of supernatural powers, but a collision of pure physical strength. Boom boom boom. With one punch, Long Chen and Mo Yang groaned at the same time and retreated 7 steps in a row. Every time they retreated, the ring under their feet exploded. Oh my God, why is this human body so terrifying? In the previous duel of supernatural powers, everything happened too fast and too weird. Many people didn't see clearly what was going on. Although it was shocking, the feeling of shock was far less direct than this punch. The dragon race has always been known for its physical strength, overwhelming all races. Except for the few mysterious species from the era of chaos, no race has ever been able to match the dragon race. However, the physical power of the human race is notoriously weak. If the human race wants to increase its strength, it all depends on the blessing of external forces, such as the blessing of metal, wood, water, fire, earth, wind, thunder, light, darkness, and other energies. Guarantee that the physical body will not be destroyed. However, the power of Long Chen's punch was completely against Mo Yang with physical strength. Long Chen used the purest dragon blood power without any other energy, but he was able to compete with Mo Yang as terrifyingly. The powerhouses of the dragon clan are divided into courts, which is extremely shocking to all dragon powerhouses. How is this possible? Could it be? Someone exclaimed, but he still couldn't say the second half of the sentence, because he didn't want to say it, and he didn't dare to say it. But the powerhouses present all knew what he wanted to say, because they also thought of what he wanted to say. Could it be that Long Chen has completely transformed into a dragon? But how is this possible? But if it wasn't for dragon transformation, how could it be possible to control such terrifying dragon power? But they couldn't accept the fact that Long Chen became a dragon, and their arrogance didn't allow a lower species to become a dragon and become one of them. Boom, boom, boom. However, when they were struggling between shock and speculation, Long Chen and Mo Yang had already fought together, punching and kicking, and the wind howled, shaking the sky. Every time the two collide, they are stronger than the last time, and every time they fight hard, their dragon blood power will continue to burn. So strong, the arrogances of the dragon clan who were present stared at this battle, not wanting to miss every detail, but seeing the moves of the two of them, they were all shocked. Long Chen and Mo Yang, every punch, every move, are all refined to the extreme. There is no extra movement, there is no trace of advance and retreat, and there is no trace of coming and going. The seemingly ordinary moves contain endless changes. Every change can advance or retreat, attack or defend. The silhouettes of the two became faster and faster, and gradually began to blur. Even the arrogance of the dragon clan began to be unable to capture them. What shocked them the most was that every time the two collided, their strength would rise to a new level. The more the two fought, the faster they fought, and the stronger they became. It was like a snowball. The entire arena trembled wildly during the fierce battle. They actually borrowed the power of the other party and kept accumulating power. Someone exclaimed, "They saw the way." After more than a dozen moves between the two, someone finally saw the way. The two collided with each other. While finding each other's flaws, they also used each other's strength to stimulate their own dragon blood power, which kept burning. The strength of the two is too strong, and they are using each other's strength to crazily tap their own potential and squeeze their own dragon blood power to the point where there is no way to retreat, so as to obtain the strongest explosion. A dragon clan ancient Tianjiao, with a serious and authentic face. This kind of situation often happened in ancient times, but in modern times, people's dragon blood power is gradually withering, and this kind of situation is rare. The explanation of the ancient Tianjiao of the dragon clan made the modern Tianjiao feel a little uncomfortable, especially those few dragon clan Tianjiao who were knocked down by Long Chen's move were even more unacceptable. Long Chen, a human race, has this ability, but they, the real dragon clan, are still the pride of the dragon clan, but they don't have this ability. Their hearts, let alone how uncomfortable they are. Suddenly, Long Chen and Mo Yang, who were in a fierce battle, separated at the same time. The moment they separated, a suffocating coercion swept across the entire arena in an instant. Chapter 5474. The moment the two separated, flames rose from their bodies. The flame was the divine flame that bloomed after the dragon's blood rune was burned. Its appearance indicated that the strength of the two had exploded to the extreme. The moment the two separated, everyone thought that the two would pause for a while, but they didn't expect that the two of them formed seals at the same time. Black dragon killing god, dragon wagging tail, Mo Yang and Long Chen stopped drinking at the same time. Mo Yang formed a seal with his hands, and in the vision behind him, the dragon's tail rose up, like a heavenly knife cutting down. Long Chen kicked horizontally, and in the vision behind him, the dragon's tail swung horizontally, slashing away with supreme divine power. Slashing all the way, chopping horizontally. As soon as the trick came out, the powerhouses present felt the pressure of suffocation, and countless powerhouses escaped from the ring for the first time. They are also strong. Although they are eager to win, they are not stunned young people after all. They know that if they stay in the ring, they will definitely not get good results. There was such a terrifying coercion just after the trick broke out. If it was the moment of collision, they would even be at risk of being crushed into meatloaf. Most of the powerhouses escaped. In the arena, except for the patriarch-level powerhouse, there were only a few thousand disciples. When they saw this move, their faces were full of shock, but at the same time they were shocked, they also felt their blood rising. Dragon scales appeared all over their bodies, and their blood was soaring, and they had already prepared their defenses. Boom! The two dragon tails collided with the strongest strength of the two, and the violent energy and blood exploded, and the two dragon tails exploded at the same time. People only saw a ball of light, which rapidly enlarged and covered the entire arena in an instant. Puff puff! Countless figures flew out of the arena, their scales and armor shattered, their bones broken, their tendons shattered, and their blood sprayed wildly. They rolled all the way and slammed into the distant wall. Many people were stunned on the spot. Boom! Endless air waves tumbling, crazily impacting on the enchantment of the ring. The entire 10,000 dragons' nest shook nonstop, as if it was about to explode at any moment. The strong men who fled the ring first were not injured because of the protection of the barrier, but the strong men who were shaken out were all covered in blood, which was horrible. Few of the thousands of people could stand up. Those strong men with self-knowledge, seeing this scene, all took a breath of air and secretly thanked themselves for their wisdom. The so-called drowning those who know how to drown, killing those who are stubborn, and those who dare to stay in the ring, all feel that they are strong enough to withstand the shock of terror. Their strength is much higher than these smart powerhouses, but they still ended up like this. If they stayed in the ring, they might die. Rumbling. The arena was still trembling, and people saw that Mo Ying and other half-step dragon emperor-level powerhouses and a dozen monster-level powerhouses had been forced to the edge of the arena. They all stretched out the vision, with their fists in front of them, trembling all over. Even they, facing such terrifying pressure, had to support it with all their strength. This move is my strongest move. If you can't take it, don't take it hard, or you will die here. Suddenly, the sound of Mo Yang's cessation of drinking came from above the ring. At some point, the vision behind Mo Yang was tumbling and flowing rapidly like boiling water. Dragon soars all over the world, 10,000 ways kill. Mo Yang stopped drinking, and the vision behind him suddenly poured into his back. He stretched out his hand, and in the palm of his hand, a black totem emerged. The moment the totem appeared, the entire 10,000 dragons' nest trembled, the 10,000 dragons' nest glowed, and endless dragon-shaped runes poured into his body. Boom! There was a sudden explosion, and the barrier on the ring shattered. At that moment, Mo Ying and the others were shocked. Mo Yang's strength at this time had already exceeded the limit that the barrier could bear. Long Chen! Mo Ying exclaimed. She is also a strong member of the Black Dragon clan. She knows the horror of this move. Even she may not be able to catch this move. If Long Chen resists, it is very likely to be killed by one blow. It's really strong, but I also have a useless move. Today, one move will determine the winner. Long Chen took a deep breath. He also stretched out a hand, and the divine ring spinning behind him suddenly stopped, and the dragon shadow in the divine ring also disappeared, and a bloody 10 appeared in his palm. Boom! Just as Long Chen condensed the cross, Mo Yang had already slapped it with one palm, and the two palms, under the horrified eyes of countless people, were printed together, and there was a loud bang, and the two spurted blood at the same time, and slammed back hard. Not good. Mo Ying and the others suddenly felt the horrific wind blowing, and only then did they realize that the barrier had disappeared. If this horrific wind was allowed to rage, the entire 10,000 dragons' nest would be crushed. They don't know how to control the arena at all, and they can't exert the power they should have. At this time, the wind is raging, and it is too late to stop it. They immediately regretted it. It is very likely that some of the dragon disciples will be crushed to death. Boom boom. However, when Long Chen and Mo Yang flew to the edge of the ring, there was a bang, and the exploded barrier appeared again, and the two hit the barrier at the same time. Puff! The two spurted blood wildly, and were bounced back by the barrier. What? Mo Ying and the others were both surprised and delighted. Soon, they discovered that the Emperor Dragon Nilin on the altar was flickering. It was the Emperor Dragon Nilin that triggered the power of the ring and protected everyone. Dilong Nilin was actually awakened? The patriarch of the Qilong clan yelled crazily. However, with his yell, the Emperor Dragon Nilin, who was shining with divine light, calmed down again. The divine light dimmed, and he returned to his original appearance. Hoo! At this time, Long Chen and Mo Yang got up from the ground, but what is shocking is that the eyes of Long Chen and Mo Yang are still as sharp as a knife, and the fighting spirit is still rising. Have the power to fight again. At this time, those strong dragon clans who were still a little bit dissatisfied with Mo Yang have already convinced themselves. Today, they are not only convinced by Mo Yang, but also full of awe of Long Chen. The terrifying strength shown by Long Chen has overturned their perception of the weak image of the human race. I lost. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen, and suddenly opened his mouth. When he spoke, countless dragon powerhouses were shocked and angry. How is it possible, Senior Mo Yang, you didn't exert your strongest strength at all, you didn't even use the legendary life-hunting demon gun, how can you admit defeat? Someone familiar with Mo Yang shouted. In the stone murals of the Dragon Clan, there is an image of Mo Yang holding a spear and hunting demons. At this time, Mo Yang is not in his strongest state at all. Mo Yang conceded defeat, making all the Dragon Clan's arrogance angry. You know, if he loses, the Dragon Clan will have to obey Long Chen. How can they accept this result? No, I lost. However, Long Chen's words turned everyone's anger into astonishment. Chapter 5475. Originally, Mo Yang conceded defeat, and all the strong Dragon Clan were shocked and angry. They couldn't accept it, because they could all see that Mo Yang hadn't tried his best at all, and there were still many terrifying big moves that he hadn't used. This is related to the dignity of the entire Longyu. How can you admit defeat so rashly? People simply cannot accept it. However, Long Chen actually said that he lost. At this moment, all the strong Dragon Clan present were stunned, and everyone looked at Long Chen stupidly. Long Chen spread his hands and said, "My dragon blood power has been exhausted, and your consumption is only 20% at most. It is already obvious whether your strength is high or low." Hearing what Long Chen said, the dragon powerhouses present at the scene breathed a sigh of relief. Long Chen conceded and let a stone in their hearts be put down. However, Long Chen's admission of defeat immediately raised the favor of Long Chen to a higher level among the strong dragon clan. Indeed, the difference in strength is already obvious. Mo Yang smiled wryly, and slowly raised his right hand while speaking. When everyone saw Mo Yang's right hand, everyone's face was shocked, and they couldn't believe their eyes. On Mo Yang's right hand, the dragon's scales were turned outwards, and the blood was bloody, and the blood was slowly dripping down the ground along his palm. People looked at Mo Yang's palm, and then at Long Chen. Thinking of the scene when the two of them met their palms before, they felt a chill down their backs. The two fought hard. Long Chen's palm was intact, but Mo Yang's palm was injured. Based on this move alone, Mo Yang really lost. Thank you, I took back part of my strength at the critical moment, otherwise my arm would have been useless. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen with a complicated expression. He is powerful and has never been defeated in his life, but today he was indeed defeated. If Long Chen didn't take back part of his strength, his arm would definitely be blown off. Long Chen's palm contained a terrifying law. Once his arm was blown off, it might never recover. Although he still has a lot of dragon blood power, if he loses the most powerful right hand, his combat power will be greatly reduced. Long Chen had shown mercy. If he still didn't admit defeat, he would not be upright enough, so despite the reluctance in his heart, he still opened his mouth to admit defeat. Long Chen was slightly startled. He quietly withdrew part of his strength, but was discovered by Mo Yang. This person's perception is indeed powerful. Long Chen shook his head and said, "The reason why I withdrew part of my power is because I want to protect myself. If I explode with all my strength, I can't bear the terrifying backlash. If I explode with full force, you will lose an arm, and I will be severely injured by your countershock force." At this time, Mo Yang didn't wait for Long Chen to finish speaking, and hurriedly stood up and said, "When two tigers fight, one will be injured. You are all dedicated to the Dragon Clan. Now everyone is winning or losing, and there are no casualties. This is exactly what we want to see the most." To the result. Mo Yang was very smart, and seized the opportunity to show that the two had a tie, so that both Long Chen and Mo Yang had a step down, and the conflict was instantly reduced to invisible. Yes, no one wins or loses. Besides, we are all a family. What do you care about winning or losing? Mo Yang came out to smooth things over. Xia Qianzhong hurriedly stepped forward, and Qi Yu and the others stepped forward one after another. The result before them made them very happy. It can be said that there is no better result than this. At this time, the strong people of the Dragon Clan really realized the horror of Long Chen. At the same time, they were impressed by Long Chen's strength and mind. Long Chen's approach has left enough face for the Dragon Clan. If they still care about victory or defeat, it would be too stupid. Mo Yang looked at Long Chen and couldn't help but sigh in her heart. She couldn't imagine that Long Chen was so young, not only powerful, but also extremely high in EQ, and his means were perfect. Everything was under his control. Awakening many arrogances was originally a headache, but in the hands of Long Chen, it can be easily handled. This method made Mo Yang admire him. She has a high self-esteem and wisdom. Among the Dragon Clan, no one sees more clearly than her, but compared with Long Chen, she is really not a little bit worse. At the same time, she secretly rejoiced that Long Chen was a friend of the Dragon Clan. If Long Chen was an enemy of the Dragon Clan, it would be terrible. Long Chen's approach won the respect of everyone in the Dragon Clan. Some strong people stepped forward to greet Long Chen, with a more polite tone. Suddenly, a woman wearing a colorful long skirt and a colorful phoenix crown came over. "You are all very strong, but I don't accept it. If I have the chance, I will challenge you." This woman is a monster of the Kai Long family. She was sealed even earlier than Mo Yang. She has a very beautiful appearance, but her expression is indifferent. She looks at Long Chen with a fighting spirit. Qi Wufeng also came up and said coldly, "You guys are boring. It's disappointing that you don't try your best in such an important competition." Qi Wufeng turned his head to look at Long Chen and said, "Whether you are intentional or not, what you said before made me very unhappy. There must be a battle between you and me." Obviously, Qi Wufeng is a person who holds grudges. Long Chen's previous words hurt his self-esteem. His words are equivalent to sending a letter of war to Long Chen. However, in this battle, there is no hatred, but only the desire to compete with the unrivaled powerhouse. At first, I thought you were very annoying, but now, it seems that you are quite pleasing to the eye. Since you bear the blood of the dragon and can use the supernatural powers of the Dragon Clan, you will be a family from now on. A tall man walked up to Long Chen, stretched out his big hand, and patted Long Chen's shoulder vigorously. This person is also a monster-level powerhouse, and he is at the same level as Mo Yang and others. Long Chen saved face for the Dragon Clan, which made him feel good about Long Chen and directly admitted that he was a family. It has to be said that getting along with the Dragon Clan is so simple. Once you get their approval, they will easily trust you. All the monsters met Long Chen one after another. Although some people expressed that they would challenge Long Chen, they had already accepted Long Chen from the bottom of their hearts. These monsters have accepted Long Chen, and other dragon powerhouses will naturally not have any opinions, and of course they are not qualified to give opinions. After all, the Dragon Clan respects strength, and the strength is not strong, so they are not even qualified to speak. Brother Long Chen, I want to ask, what's the name of your move? Mo Yang waited for everyone to say hello, and finally couldn't help but ask. When Mo Yang opened his mouth, all the powerful people in the audience looked at Long Chen, and their breaths became dignified, because they had never seen Long Chen's move before, but this move contained the supreme dragon might. It is undoubtedly the supernatural power of the Dragon Clan. As the arrogance of the Dragon Clan, they have never seen the supernatural powers of the Dragon Clan. This is very uncomfortable for them. Long Chen said, "This is the Emperor's blood seal, the cross to destroy the gods." Emperor blood seal? When Long Chen said these 3 words, all the strong Dragon Clan exclaimed. Chapter 5476 Emperor Blood Seal? People couldn't believe their ears, and Mo Yang asked another question, wanting to prove it again. So, despite the absolute suppression of the Emperor's blood seal, you can still catch this blow. You won the move just now. Long Chen sighed authentically. Mo Yang is indeed terrifying. You must know that the Emperor's blood seal has absolute suppression on the Dragon Clan. If it were someone else, when Long Chen used this move, he might even be immobilized by the Emperor's prestige. After all, the current Long Chen is not the previous Long Chen. With the improvement of his strength, his understanding of the Emperor's blood seal is getting deeper and deeper. The power of the Emperor's blood seal lies in the supreme will that destroys the world, prevents people from killing people, and God's block and slays gods. With will, it can oppress all ways to submit, and force all laws to obey. The suppression of the Dragon Clan by the blood of the Emperor is enormous, but Mo Yang is still able to resist, fearless and unaffected by this will, which even Long Chen admires. However, everyone didn't care about Long Chen's words, they only cared about the 3 characters of Emperor Blood Seal. That move of yours is really the Emperor's blood seal? A monster-level genius looked at Long Chen, his voice trembling with excitement. If you are interested, I can teach you, you have a try, don't you know? Long Chen said. Are you willing to teach us? This time, even Mo Yang was very excited, and the Tianjiao present were even more nervous. The Emperor's blood seal is one of the strongest supernatural powers of the Emperor Dragon Clan. Their ancestors also practiced it, but with the disappearance of the Emperor Dragon Clan, the Emperor blood seal has been lost. After all, they are not from the Emperor Dragon family. The Emperor blood seal can only be cultivated, but cannot be integrated into the bloodline, and cannot be passed on to the next generation through the power of bloodline and soul. Now that they heard that Long Chen was going to pass on the Emperor's blood seal to them, some people were even so excited that they almost embraced Long Chen and kissed them. Gratitude. Mo Ying and the other powerhouses of the older generation were also shocked. The Emperor's blood seal is a secret technique of the Emperor Dragon Clan. Even in ancient times, it would only be passed on to those who are most loyal and talented to the Emperor Dragon Clan. Long Chen, if you pass on the Emperor's blood seal to everyone, will it go against the will of the Emperor Dragon Clan? Xie Qinzhong couldn't help but asked in joy. This is the secret method of the Emperor Dragon Clan. Although Long Chen has obtained the approval of the Emperor Dragon Clan and obtained this secret technique, it may be inappropriate to pass it on to everyone. If he meets the Emperor Dragon Clan in the future, he will pursue it. But it's troublesome. Mo Ying and the others nodded and said, this matter is too important. Although the Emperor Dragon Clan has disappeared for countless years and they have been unable to find them, it does not mean that they have disappeared. If the Emperor Dragon Clan returns strongly in the future and continues to command Wanlong, it will be a great crime for Long Chen to lose the secret technique. Not only is Long Chen in trouble, but all those who practice the Emperor's blood seal may be held accountable. Xie Qianzhong's words caused the powerhouses present to pour cold water on them, and the hot blood that had just been ignited suddenly extinguished most of them. The Emperor Dragon Clan, the Emperor of Dragons, how could their supernatural powers be easily passed on to other dragon clans? It doesn't matter, since it is passed to me, it is mine, and whoever I pass it to is my freedom. Long Chen smiled slightly. Long Chen deliberately said the name of the Emperor's blood seal, and at the same time revealed the thoughts passed on to them. The Chaos Dragon Emperor has not spoken. Obviously, this is a tacit approval of Long Chen to do so. Although the Chaos Dragon Emperor was extremely disappointed with these dragon powerhouses, and even said harsh words, but, after all, these are all his descendants, how could he have the heart to let Long Chen kill them all? As for Long Chen's Emperor's Blood Seal, it was actually activated by mistake from the cross-destroyer of the 9-star Tyrant Body Art, and it was not taught by the Chaos Dragon Emperor. Therefore, Long Chen taught everyone, even if the Emperor Dragon clan knew about it, they were not qualified to criticize him. Besides, behind Long Chen was the Chaos Dragon Emperor, which was the highest belief of the Dragon clan. He had nothing to be afraid of. Hearing what Long Chen said, everyone immediately cheered excitedly. As a disciple of the Dragon clan, who wouldn't want to learn the Emperor's Blood Seal? As for the so-called consequences, they couldn't think that far. Long Chen was also straightforward, just in front of everyone, mobilizing the power of dragon blood, and imparting the method and principle of mobilizing the Emperor's Blood Seal, as well as taboos, to everyone without reservation. This teaching lasted for 3 hours. Long Chen was afraid that everyone would not be able to learn it, so he spoke in a very delicate manner, and repeatedly demonstrated the places where mistakes were easy to make. The Dragon clan strongmen present are all the arrogance of all clans, the elite of the elite, and they quickly mastered the essentials. However, even if you have mastered the method, it is extremely difficult to condense the Emperor's Blood Seal, and it will take a certain amount of time to hone it. Although many people may not be able to condense the Emperor's Blood Seal in their entire lives, this trick has inspired them greatly and is enough for them to benefit from it for a lifetime. Seeing that Long Chen took the trouble to teach patiently, without any secrets, while the strong Dragon clan were grateful to Long Chen, they also felt remorse and self-blame for their previous rudeness. Compared with Long Chen's selflessness and generosity, they were too naive, too stupid, and too narrow-minded. At this time, everyone was completely convinced by Long Chen. After the teaching was completed, Long Chen said seriously to everyone, "Now is the time when the dragon race is in danger. Everyone needs to get rid of prejudices, work together to help each other, and must condense their strength into one rope to overcome this difficulty. First of all, let me declare that I have no interest in controlling Longyu, and it has nothing to do with me who will be in power in Longyu in the future. However, if I want to survive this crisis, I need the cooperation of Longyu, so I need the commander among you to command the entire Dragonyu powerhouse and deal with this crisis with my Dragon Blood Legion. If you want a commander, you can just come and command, we trust you. That's right, you can even teach us the Emperor's Blood Seal, so why should we doubt it? If a new commander is elected, it will be difficult for us to convince him. After all, this will affect the competition for the future master of Longyu. You are a human race, so you don't have this concern, and you are the commander-in-chief, which does not conflict with the interests of the major forces. You're right. It's too difficult and time-consuming to choose a commander-in-chief. Let's make a consensus and resolve this crisis first. All of a sudden, countless powerhouses shouted. What they said was very reasonable. The forces in Longyu are complicated. It is too difficult to choose a commander who can convince everyone. Long Chen is powerful and has given everyone such a great favor. Everyone is grateful and willing to listen to his command. But if someone else is replaced now, even if it is as powerful as Mo Yang, some people will still refuse to accept it. After all, the peerless geniuses have their own pride. If they don't defeat them, they will never obey anyone's orders. This is the unspoken rule of the Dragon clan. And so many people want to fight one by one, and finally compete for the first place based on strength. How much time will it take? Moreover, if the two are of the same strength, they cannot completely crush each other, and if they win a half move, the opponent will also not be convinced. In this way, the chaos in Longyu will never end. Now, everyone feels that they owe Long Chen a huge favor, and are willing to listen to Long Chen's command. Long Chen is the most perfect commander. Buzz. At this moment, Mo Ying's figure suddenly shook, and a dark green nameplate appeared in his hand. The nameplate flickered rapidly, and Mo Ying's face changed. The enemy is coming. Chapter 5477. So fast? Long Chen was also taken aback. Suspicious figures have appeared on the outskirts of Longyu, and they have been spotted by my eyeliner. Emoing said. When Emoing said this, the patriarchs of other forces couldn't help but tremble. Emoing also said before that the entire dragon realm was under her surveillance, and they still didn't believe it. Now they all believe it. How many people? Is there any tendency to attack? Longchen asked. Suspicious figures appeared in 8 directions on the outskirts of Longyu. I told my eyeliner before that if they found something suspicious, they should report it immediately. Don't investigate without authorization, so as not to scare the snake. My eyeliner is good at hiding, but its strength is mediocre. Active observation makes it easy to be discovered. They only dared to observe in place. At present, there are more than a dozen suspicious figures appearing in 8 directions. They are likely to be spies from the enemy. The specific situation is unclear. Emoing said. Under Emoing, there is a group of hiding masters. In fact, she was the first to receive the news that Long Chen entered the Longyu territory. With Long Chen's strength, none of them were found to be peeped. It can be seen that the hiding ability of these people is very amazing. It is precisely because of such a group of strong men that every move of the entire Longyu is under Mo Ying's surveillance. If you want me to say, why don't we take the initiative to attack and kill them before they are ready? A dragon clan Tianjiao shouted. After Tianjiao shouted, the other Tianjiao didn't speak, just looked at him coldly. The man suddenly remembered that just now everyone agreed that Long Chen was the commander, and everything was followed by Long Chen. He immediately forgot what he said just now, and expressed his opinion directly. What he said before was no different from farting. Excuse me. The man immediately understood that he had said the wrong thing, scratched his head, and said embarrassingly. Long Chen said with a slight smile, you can actually put forward any ideas you have. After all, we still have plenty of time to deploy. I just hope that when everyone has no time to discuss, I hope everyone can follow my orders. This brother proposed to kill them directly, which is actually a good method. The enemy must not have prepared well when they came to investigate. If we kill them by surprise, we will indeed gain a certain advantage. When Long Chen said this, the man suddenly became proud again. He looked at the people around him, which meant, you see, my idea is not wrong. Long Chen continued, however, there are still many problems. They haven't deployed well, and we haven't prepared well either. We haven't even allocated the basic formation, and the leaders of each race have not been determined. Once they make a move, it will inevitably lead to chaos. A pot of porridge. In addition, although the enemy has come, we don't know how many have come. We don't know whether these people are the bait they released deliberately and secretly set up a trap. After all, the opponent knows the character of our dragon clan very well. When the man heard it, he immediately became stunned, and Long Chen continued, this battle is a battle for the recovery of our dragon domain, and it is also a battle for Rise. It is a battle for us to announce to the whole world that the dragon race will regain the peak of all races. In this battle, we not only want to win, but also want to win a big victory. We want to hear the roar of our dragon clan in every corner of the whole 9 heavens and 10 places. Long Chen's voice gradually turned from deep to passionate. At that moment, the powerful dragon clan were immediately infected, and their blood began to surge. This time, our goal is to kill all the intruders so that they never come back. Therefore, we don't need to pay attention to these generals. We just need to improve our own strength so as to keep the same. I believe that as long as we are united, there is no enemy we cannot defeat. Long Chen clenched his fists, his eyes were sharp, and a cruel smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. With the full support of the Dragon Clan, Long Chen is full of confidence. This time, he will give it a go and kill him. When they heard that Long Chen's goal was to annihilate the enemy's entire army, these arrogances became extremely excited. However, now we have internal and external troubles in Longyu. Mo Ying reminded that she was afraid that Long Chen would forget traitors such as the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan. Today's Longyu is not monolithic, and internal troubles are the most troublesome. That's not a problem. In the face of absolute power, all conspiracy is nonsense. What we have to do now is to accumulate all our strength and have a decisive battle with them. Long Chen said. Seeing Long Chen's confident appearance, although Moing was still a little worried, he couldn't say anything more. Talking too much is tantamount to questioning Long Chen's ability and distrusting him. Questioning the commander is a big taboo. Except for Moing, the other dragon patriarchs didn't have that much thought. They believed in Long Chen more and more. In particular, Long Chen can easily resolve the crisis of Tianjiao's struggle and make all Tianjiao willing to listen to his command. This ability alone is beyond their reach. Most dragon powerhouses trust their intuition, and once they trust a person, they will never question a person easily. Then let's wake up the ancestors. This battle is related to the life and death of Longyu, and it must not be careless. The patriarch of the Bailong clan said. Long Chen nodded and said, "Be prepared." Long Chen knew that there were a total of 9 ancestors in the dragon clan. They were all real dragon kings. They were all living fossil-level existences. They had lived from the ancient times to the present. In the endless river, with the changes of the heavens and the decline of aura, their bodies also decayed. The most frightening thing is that this kind of decline is irreversible. Their lifespan is rapidly decreasing. In order to make themselves live longer, they have been sealing themselves. After self-sealing, their lifespan consumption rate will slow down, but no matter how slow it becomes, after such a long period of consumption, their blood and flesh are slowly withering. It stands to reason that when practitioners enter the realm of immortality and condense the immortal runes, they can have almost endless lifespan. But the so-called immortal runes are attached to the laws of heaven and earth. Heaven and earth are immortal, and talents can be immortal. In the era of chaos, those who are strong in the realm of immortality do have the ability to live the same life as the world, but that can only be in the era of chaos. In the current 9 heavens and 10 lands, there is no real immortality. Even if one is promoted to the Dragon Emperor, one has to face the fate of death due to exhaustion of life energy. The 9 ancestors of Longyu have been sleeping, and no one dares to wake them up unless it is absolutely necessary, because every time they wake up, they will consume a certain amount of life, which they cannot afford. But now, Longyu is facing a crisis. Without them, Moing and others would have no idea. In case the war is too tragic, and there are too many deaths and injuries among the Tianjiao, Longyu can't bear it either. Such a big thing must wake them up. Besides, perhaps the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan might have awakened their ancestors long ago, so they had no choice but to do so. Seeing that Long Chen agreed, Moing and other patriarchs left Wanlong's nest one after another, and returned to the various clans to wake up the ancestors. And Long Chen, together with everyone, selected 7 leaders for them. Because the leaders are temporary and selected by Long Chen, everyone can accept them. In this way, the team of the 7 major forces finally took shape, and Long Chen finally breathed a sigh of relief. Long Chen was full of anticipation. "Silver-haired King Kong, you must come." Chapter 5478. At this time, Longyu fell into a deathly silence, and that kind of silence made people feel nervous. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Time passed little by little, and the tense atmosphere in Longyu was overwhelming. The Yinglong clan and the Gulong clan didn't move at all, and the same goes for other clans. The heads of the clans didn't show up, and even the disciples of the clans didn't leave the gates. At this time, Longyu no longer had the usual fights. However, this kind of calm gave people a sense of oppression that the wind and rain were about to come. In the sealed nest of the core land, Long Chen has been patiently imparting the Emperor's blood seal. There are already many Dragon Clan arrogances, and under Long Chen's guidance, they have initially condensed the seal. In the beginning, these arrogances were very proud, and they didn't want others to point out this kind of thing. Moreover, each person's race is different, the original rune is different, and the Emperor's blood seal talisman condensed is also different. Therefore, the supernatural power is the same, but the way of using it is basically different for each person. There is nothing to learn from. Everything you need to comprehend on your own. There are some arrogances of the Dragon Clan who worship Long Chen very much. They don't think it is shameful to ask Long Chen for advice, and Long Chen also sincerely teaches. Although Long Chen is not a dragon clan, he is also the controller of the power of dragon blood. In addition, he is very familiar with magical powers and the laws of heaven and earth. According to the characteristics of their original runes, he can point out the best breakthrough method for them. When someone successfully condensed the embryonic form of the Emperor's Blood Seal rune, the audience exclaimed, "That is the Emperor's Blood Seal. They are not of the Emperor's Dragon Clan, and it will be extremely difficult to learn this trick, and many people have done it while I have prepared for a lifetime that I will not be able to comprehend." However, in just a few days, under the guidance of Long Chen, someone condensed the original seal, which shocked everyone's jaws. At this time, they no longer cared about their pride and reserve, and asked Long Chen for advice. Long Chen gave them suggestions based on their blood, soul, bones, and physical conditions, combined with the characteristics of the original runes. Although the Dragon Clan's strong mind is not very flexible, but the cultivation talent is very powerful, and the understanding of the Dragon Clan's supernatural powers is also extremely high. Of course, if the comprehension is not high, the talent is not strong, and they are not eligible to be sealed. Many people are able to see through it at one point, suddenly enlightened, and grasp the essence in an instant, just like enlightenment. At this time, their admiration for Long Chen has reached an unbelievable level. When each of the Dragon Clan's arrogance condensed the Emperor's Seal rune, they roared excitedly. Although it was only a prototype, it had already shown them the vast and boundless sky. The reason why Long Chen was able to help the Tianjiao of the Dragon Clan was that he had worked hard on the Emperor's Blood Seal and studied its various changes and operation methods. However, the most important thing is that after he returned from the battlefield in the era of chaos, because of the evolution of the power of the stars, he had a deeper understanding of the laws of heaven and earth, and the laws governing the operation of all things. At this time, he is like a medical expert, who specializes in treating all kinds of difficult and miscellaneous diseases, one person and one party, never repeating. Even if it is the same blood, the advice given is different. Although Long Chen's guidance may not immediately allow them to condense the Emperor's Seal runes, it can clarify their direction and save them many detours, and the effect is immediate. Even Mo Yang and other monster-level geniuses finally came to discuss with Long Chen, but for Mo Yang, Qi Wufeng and other monsters, Long Chen's opinions were very conservative, and his advice was extremely cryptic. Because their strength is too strong, and there are many development directions in the future, Long Chen can only provide them with some panacea and general guidance. The practice of the Emperor's Blood Seal is a matter of opinion. For those of average strength, their path is very narrow, and most of them have only one path. If they can make it through, they will make it through. But Mo Yang, Qi Wufeng and others have endless potential, and there are infinite possibilities in the future. Long Chen is afraid that his guidance will be wrong and his life will be lost. Even Long Chen would not dare to mess around with such things. As for Mo Yang and the others, in fact, they don't need Long Chen to guide them. Instead, they only need to clear the fog in front of them, so that they can see the road ahead, so that they can finally make choices. In this way, half a month passed, and all the clans stood still. The Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan didn't know the situation on Long Chen's side, but their every move was under Mo Ying's surveillance. Mo Ying's secret whistle has been observing the situation of the entire Longyu. On this day, Mo Ying, Qiyu, Xie Qianzhong, etc. arrived, and Mo Ying said solemnly, 8 gates of space have appeared in the 8 directions of Longyu. It seems that the opponent is going to fight us head-on. A big battle is inevitable. Long Chen nodded. Everything was within his expectations. The Yinglong clan would definitely ask Brahma Pill Valley for help, and such a big news would definitely reach the ears of the silver-haired King Kong. The silver-haired King Kong wanted to kill Long Chen, but failed twice in a row. This time, he would never allow himself to fail again. When Long Chen came to Longyu at this time, he was assigned by the Chaos Dragon Emperor to help Longyu solve the crisis, but at the same time he also used the power of Longyu to solve his own crisis. Long Chen has already made up his mind to fight to the death with the silver-haired King Kong in Longyu. Longyu needs him, and likewise he also needs Longyu. It seems that this is looking for foreign aid. The door of space, let me take a look. Long Chen said. With a wave of Mo Yingya's hand, a phantom appeared in the void, and in the phantom, a gate of space as high as 10,000 li emerged. The door of the space was as black as ink, and the two doors were closed tightly, but there was a trace of black air coming out, which looked very strange. On the gate, endless runes circulated, but because it was a picture, I couldn't feel its breath, and couldn't judge the rule fluctuation of the runes. There are a total of 8 such gates, which surround the entire Longyu, like 8 bloody mouths, which will swallow the Longyu at any time. Gate to Hell. Long Chen glanced at the gate and immediately recognized its origin. The gates of the underworld? These 8 gates lead to the underworld? Qi Wufeng and others were taken aback. That's right, I've been to the underworld several times, and am very familiar with it. That's indeed the unique heavenly rune of the underworld. That is to say, once the gate is opened, there will be strong men from the underworld who will cross over to fight with us. Long Chen said. Long Chen looked at the gate of the underworld. A sneer appeared on the corner of his mouth, and the silver-haired King Kong was still thinking about his Qiankuan cauldron. He refused to use the power of Brahma Pill Valley because he wanted to take the Qiankuan Ding as his own without the knowledge of others. Therefore, he would rather use the power of the outside world than the power of Brahma Pill Valley. Boom! At this moment, the entire dragon realm trembled, and the 8 gates in the picture slowly opened, and endless black air gushed out, covering the entire dragon realm in an instant. The time for the decisive battle has come. Chapter 5479. Long Chen, you are destroying the heavenly tribulation of Longyu, trying to subvert Longyu, you despicable villain, die for me. A sky-shattering roar resounded throughout the dragon realm. It was the voice of Ing Changkong, the patriarch of the Yinglong clan. At this time, the Yinglong clan, the Bone Dragon clan, and their affiliated forces all came to the outskirts of the dragon domain. Hundreds of millions of dragon clan powerhouses gathered together, and the lineup was at its peak, full of murderous aura. Ing Changkong stood at the top and roared at Longyu. Obviously, he was ready to fight. Behind Ing Changkong, countless arrogances of the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan were all gearing up for battle, their fighting spirit rising. They are all ancient arrogances who have been awakened. When they learned that the dragon realm had undergone great changes and that they had the opportunity to be the king of the dragon realm, their blood became wild in an instant. The dragon realm has been without a master for many years, and everyone wants to be the king of the dragon realm, commanding all clans. In the hearts of most dragon clan powerhouses, there is no distinction between right and wrong. In their consciousness, only winners and losers are the truth. Boom! The gates of the 8 great spaces opened slowly, and endless black air poured into the dragon domain, covering the sky. The entire dragon domain was shrouded in darkness, and the heaven and earth were filled with the breath of death. Brother Changkong, you have a loud voice and a lot of confidence. It seems that you are ready to betray Longyu completely? Facing the roar of the sky, a lazy voice came from the depths of the dragon domain, and then Long Chen came out surrounded by the Dragon Blood Legion. Boom boom boom. Behind the Dragon Blood Legion are Qi Wufeng, Mo Yang and other ancient arrogances. Under the leadership of Long Chen, these arrogances made the ground tremble with every step they took, and their murderous intent rose, as if they were stepping on people's hearts. It's frightening. Behind the ancient Tianjiao are the chiefs of the dragon clan and all the dragon warriors. This time, the clans have tried their best to show all their strength. This is the moment of life and death for Longyu, and Mo Ying and the others dare not have any reservations, and they almost come out in full force. Among the 9 major forces, the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan are all in the same boat. Although the Yinglong clan has the support of the Brahma Pill Valley Pill, their overall strength is the number 1. But 2 to 7, there is still a huge difference in strength between the two, but Ing Changkong is not afraid, calm, watching Long Chen approaching, a sneer appeared on the corner of his mouth. What kind of thing are you? You are worthy of being called a brother and brother with this old man. Saying that this old man betrayed the dragon clan is simply spitting blood, only an idiot will fall for you. You are a despicable and insidious human race, full of viciousness, sowing discord, and trying to destroy Longyu. Your heart is to be punished. At this time, Long Chen led the dragon army, walked to the front of the formation, looked at Ing Chang Kong who was talking eloquently. Long Chen said lightly, "Hypocrisy, true hypocrisy. The proud dragons never bother to lie, let alone make excuses for themselves. It seems that you have eaten too many pills from Brahma Pill Valley, and your brains have been damaged. You have forgotten your arrogance, and the principles and creeds of the Dragon Clan. You have completely betrayed the Dragon Clan, especially when your weapons are aimed at the Dragon Domain. It means that you have completely betrayed the Dragon Clan." When Long Chen said this, the powerful Dragon Clan behind them all gritted their teeth. At the beginning, many of them didn't believe that the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan would betray Longyu. Because no matter how chaotic Longyu was, how many casualties there were, it was all an internal matter of Longyu. Now, the posture of Yinglong and Bone Dragon clans completely chilled them. What the Dragon clan hates the most is betrayal, which they cannot accept. At this moment, their eyes are full of killing intent, and they wish they could rush out and kill them immediately. You humans are best at turning right from wrong and confusing black and white. I do this for the future of the Dragon Clan. I don't want to see Longyu being deceived by you, a sinister human race. It is useless even if you talk about breaking the sky today, even if you bear the eternal infamy, I will kill the source of your evil. After Ing Chang Kong finished speaking, he looked at Mo Ing and the others and shouted righteously, "We are both dragons, but you would rather believe in an insidious human race than your own. Why is that? As long as you hand over Long Chen, I, Ing Chang Kong, will be arrested immediately and let you do it." What Ing Chang Kong said immediately moved countless Dragon Clan powerhouses. For a while, they didn't know whether Ing Chang Kong really betrayed the Dragon Clan or just targeted Long Chen. "Fudge, keep fooling, continue fooling." Long Chen stretched out his hand, motioning him to continue the performance. "What is fooling? It's a fact. You are the chief culprit who caused the chaos in Longyu. As long as you catch him without a fight, the disaster in Longyu can be stopped in an instant. If you are really for the good of Longyu, you should stand up now, instead of disregarding the comfort of the whole Longyu in order to protect yourself." Ing Chang Kong said angrily. "Can you memorize the lines? The sentences are fluent and the expressions are smooth. You must have practiced secretly. However, I think your lines are out of order. Shouldn't you explain first, who made these 8 gates? According to normal logic, you should point out the origin of the 8 gates first, and say that you have no choice but to make such a bad move." Then he showed an attitude of hating iron but not steel, saying that everyone was deceived by this kid Long Chen. However, for the sake of Longyu and the future of the Dragon Clan, as long as you take down this kid, Long Chen, you will close the door of this space, and all disasters can be reduced invisible. For this thing, you have to follow the rhythm. You messed up the order, and everyone was confused and didn't understand what you wanted to express. Long Chen pointed to the door of space, spread his hands, and said with a puzzled expression. Ing Chang Kong pointed at Long Chen and was choked for a while. His words were indeed taught by someone, and just as Long Chen said, he was so excited that he forgot a foreshadowing and directly let Mo Ing wait for someone to hand over. Now that Long Chen pointed out this flaw, he was stunned. There was no way to cover up this fatal flaw. "How about, you back off, we also back off. Let's start from the first sentence, let's do it again?" Long Chen asked tentatively. Long Chen's words almost made the experts in Longyu laugh. However, they also understood the intentions of Ing Chang Kong and others. It turned out that this guy was acting before, but he failed in the end. Ing Chang gritted his teeth in anger. After all, he had never acted in his life, and he was exposed on the spot for the first time. He couldn't help feeling angry and anxious, but he no longer knew how to remedy it. "I just said, don't bother, just erase Longyu together." At this moment, a cold voice came from a space door. Boom, boom, boom. The 8 gates trembled at the same time, and after they were opened to the extreme, endless figures gushed out from the 8 gates like a tide. Seeing those figures, Mo Ing, Chi Yu, Xia Qianzhong and others all gritted their teeth and burst out a few words from between their teeth. "Dragon Clan." Chapter 5480. Amidst the black air, figures walked out of the space gate one by one. Their bodies were entwined with the air of the underworld, like envoys who came out of the netherworld. Their aura was cold, but their blood was soaring, and their bodies exuded vast dragon power, but that dragon power made all the strong dragon clans present feel endless anger. They are the underworld dragon clan, the traitors of the dragon clan, and they are the existences that every strong dragon clan can get and punish. The history of the underworld dragon clan's betrayal of the dragon clan can be traced back to the era of chaos, but the specific reason has long been forgotten by the dragon clan. They only know that the Minglong family is an unforgivable traitor, and once they meet, they will go shopping endlessly. Now, the Nether Dragon clan appeared in the Dragon Realm majestically, which was the greatest humiliation to the entire Dragon Realm. At that moment, Mo Ying, Chi Yu, Xie Qianzhong and other dragon powerhouses all trembled uncontrollably. The hatred for the Nether Dragon clan has been engraved deep into their blood and soul. Each of them clenched their weapons tightly, ready to strike at any time. This is the real underworld dragon. The underworld dragons living in the underworld are different from the underworld dragons that Long Chen encountered before. They carry the aura and laws of the underworld on their bodies. That aura will arouse the most primitive hatred of dragon powerhouses. This tone is worse than my berry. Come out and let me see what you look like, and you can say such arrogant words. Long Chen sneered. Boom. The endless powerhouses of the Nether Dragon clan are still pouring out from the 8 space gates, and their number is twice as large as the powerhouses of the entire Dragon Realm. As Long Chen finished speaking, the endless crowd parted, and a long-haired man wearing a black crown, a gold belt around his waist, and a black dragon spear walked out. When the man appeared, Mo Yang and the others shrank their pupils at the same time, and they felt the vast chaotic atmosphere on the man. This is also a strong person who was sealed, and judging from his breath, his sealing time was much earlier than theirs. The most frightening thing was that every time he took a step, a black lotus flower appeared under his feet. That lotus flower was condensed by the laws of the underworld, and he actually had a godlike aura on him. This man is strong. When Mo Yang and the others saw this man, their hearts shivered, but their eyes were full of fanaticism. The stronger the opponent, the more excited they were. The man walked out like an emperor descended into the world, with mighty power. A group of half-step dragon emperors of the underworld dragon clan followed behind him respectfully. Obviously, his status was very unusual. The black-haired man stood in the air, looking down at the entire dragon domain, and finally looked at Long Chen, with a mocking look on his mouth. You are the only human race here. You are Long Chen, right? The black-haired man actually knew Long Chen, which made the experts in Longyu feel extremely strange. Speak if you have something to say, fart if you have something to say, don't say nonsense that you ask knowingly, and focus on it. Long Chen said lightly. Your Highness, this man is arrogant. Let the old man tear his mouth apart first, and then you can talk to him. The black-haired man was furiously choked by Long Chen, and the Dragon King came out 1.5 steps behind him to ask for orders. Not urgent. The black man stopped the old man with a wave of his hand. He looked at Long Chen, suppressed his anger and said, Is the royal blood silk net in your hands? Hearing the imperial blood silk net, Long Chen's heart moved. If he hadn't mentioned this thing, Long Chen would have almost forgotten it. It's just that the imperial blood silk net was melted by Dragon Bone Shiyue. According to Dragon Bone Shiyue, it still doesn't have the ability to completely digest it. That's right, it's in my hands. Long Chen said. Hand it over. The man snapped. Scream Dad, Long Chen said. What? Apparently the man was not used to this kind of conversation, so he didn't react for a while. You're not my son, why should I give it to you? So, please call Dad first. Long Chen explained. Court death. The black-haired man was furious. From ancient times to the present, no one dared to play with me, Minglong Tianfeng. Are you going to try the punishment of my Minglong clan's soul-refining fire? The man's roar shook the universe, and every word and sound carried the supreme power of heaven, which made people's ears roar and their souls tremble. At that moment, the faces of Mo Ying and the others changed. They discovered that because of the influx of the spirit of the underworld from the 8 gates of space, the laws of heaven and earth here were infected by the laws of the underworld, almost becoming a part of the underworld. The man who called himself Nether Dragon Sky Peak had the laws of the underworld, and he roared with the power of the sky, which was not a good omen. Under the blessing of the laws of the underworld, the strength of the underworld dragon clan will be brought into full play, but they will have to face the interference of the laws of the underworld, and they will suffer a lot if they ebb and flow. Before, although they also noticed this problem, a part of the underworld energy was not enough to change the law here. Unexpectedly, these 8 space gates are not simple space gates, but in the form of a formation, which draws the power of the underworld and transforms the entire dragon domain into the underworld. Stop bragging. It's still from ancient times to the present? It's because you are lucky that you didn't meet an opponent like me, otherwise you wouldn't be able to live now. Long Chen pouted. Stupid human race, talking to you is like playing the piano to a cow. Since you refuse to hand over the imperial blood silk net, I will fight until you hand it over today. Boom, Minglong Tianfeng grabbed the back with his big hand, the black dragon gun in his hand, and the endless underworld energy surged. At that moment, all the strong members of the Minglong clan put on a fighting posture. Wait a minute. At this moment, Ing Chang Kong shouted. Ing Chang Kong stood up and he shouted to Mo Ing and others, "You have to be more sober. Longchen is the source of disaster in Longyu. As long as you hand over Longchen, all problems will be solved. Are you going to take countless lives of our dragon clan into it for the sake of his human race? Is it worth it? You shut up." Xie Qianzhong couldn't bear it anymore, and roared angrily, "You all wear the same pants with the Minglong clan, you have completely betrayed the dragon clan, and you still tell us this. Do you really think we are idiots? Even a fool can see that today's battle is inevitable, and asking them to hand over Long Chen is simply the greatest insult to their IQ. Listen to me." Ing Changkong shouted. Seeing Ing Changkong's anxious look, Long Chen was taken aback for a moment. Why does this guy have such a strange expression? Suddenly, Long Chen's heart trembled, and he didn't even think about it. Like a flash of lightning, he stepped back. The moment Long Chen retreated, a dragon claw emerged out of thin air, and the sharp dragon claw almost grabbed Long Chen's nose. Laugh, Long Chen's chest was sliced open by the sharp dragon's claws, but at a critical moment he retreated. Court Def, Mo Ing and the others were shocked and angry. With their cultivation base, they didn't even notice the surprise attack. Fortunately, Long Chen reacted quickly enough, otherwise he would have been hit. Boom, Mo Ing, Xie Qianzhong, Qi Yu and other patriarch-level powerhouses slapped the dragon claw at the same time, and there was a loud explosion, and Mo Ing and others were thrown backwards. What? The sudden change made everyone horrified, and with the joint efforts of several patriarchs, they were unable to shake the dragon claw. The dragon claw shook Missouri Ing and the others, turned over the claw body, and grabbed Long Chen again. This time, the terrifying dragon power surged, and the power of the emperor filled the sky. The power of the dragon emperor, someone exclaimed, recognizing the cultivation of the dragon claw master. Chapter 5481. None of the 7 half-step dragon sovereigns could block this blow, and the mighty coercion of the imperial way almost crushed the sky. After the dragon claw shook Missouri Ing and the others, it opened suddenly and grabbed Long Chen again, with a posture of swearing not to give up unless he caught Long Chen. Long Chen looked at the dragon claw, his eyes were full of fighting spirit, and the sea of stars in his dantian surged crazily. If it wasn't for Long Chen's suppression, the sea of stars would automatically ignite. However, Long Chen knew that the owner of the dragon claw was not his target, and now was not the time for him to make a move. Suddenly the void was surging, and a white divine light, like a galaxy of stars, formed a wall of dragon scales, blocking Long Chen's body. Boom! With a bang, the dragon scale wall shattered, and the dragon claw was finally bounced off by the dragon scale wall. In Bufei, as the dragon emperor in the past, he even used the method of sneak attack when attacking a junior of the heavenly sage. Are you as old as a dog? With a loud shout, 7 old figures appeared, and as soon as these 7 figures appeared, all the strong dragons on Long Chen's side suddenly boiled. These 7 elders are all the ancestors of the 7 major forces. The one who made the move just now was the ancestor of the Bailong clan, and the one who cursed was the ancestor of the Shelong clan. The 7 ancestors are all former Dragon Emperor powerhouses. It can be said that they are real ancestors who have sealed themselves for endless years, and the time of sealing is earlier than those who were the first to seal. In the Darmending era, practitioners of any race can hardly break through this realm, as if the gate of the Emperor has been closed by the heavens. Today's god-level powerhouses are almost all left over from the ancient times. Their number is limited, and one death will result in one less. If the future remains unchanged, then the God Emperor will eventually become a legend. Therefore, when these Dragon Emperors appear, the eyes of countless dragon arrogances are full of fanaticism and reverence, because the cultivation of these ancestors is what they do not know. Unimaginable heights. In the distortion of the void, an old man in gray robe appeared, but the moment he appeared, the expressions of Mo Ing and others changed suddenly. This gray-robed old man is Ing Bufei, the ancestor of the Yinglong clan. At this moment, his face is full of red light, he is full of energy and blood, which is in stark contrast to the shriveled faces and withered blood of other ancestors. You must know that these ancestor-level powerhouses have resisted the years, and there is not much energy left in their bodies. Therefore, the essence, energy, and spirit are irreversibly declining. But Ing Bufei's decaying qi and blood showed signs of a dead tree blooming in spring. His essence, qi, and spirit were obviously much higher than those of the ancestors, and his power of the Dragon Emperor was also significantly higher than everyone else's. Standing here, he stands out from the crowd, so conspicuous, and the appearance of Ing Bufei makes the strong men of the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan full of confidence. Great Dragon clan, when do you need to obey the orders of a human clan and be shouted and shouted by people? You have lived to the age of a dog. Ing Bufei looked at the ancestors and sneered. The ancestor of the evil Dragon clan was furious immediately, and he was about to make a direct move because of his fiery temper, but at this time, Long Chen stood up. He looked Ing Bufei up and down, nodded and said, "No wonder you betrayed Long Yu. Brahma has invested heavily in you, and he will not hesitate to use his original power to help you improve your lifespan and restore your physical strength. De Brahma wants to support you as the master of the Dragon Realm and control the Dragon Realm through you. However, do you really think that with your current strength, you can cover the sky with one hand?" Long Chen is too familiar with the power of Brahma, and he can see the tricks in it at a glance. Although the specific situation is unknown, it must have taken a lot of effort to make a Dragon King-level powerhouse look new. However, by supporting a puppet, the entire Dragon Realm can be brought under its command. It seems that everything is worth it. No wonder you became like this. You have used the power of Brahma's belief in your feelings, bastard. The highest belief of our Dragon clan is Lord Chaos Dragon Emperor, and you have become a believer in Brahma. The ancestor of the evil Dragon clan gritted his teeth. Other Dragon powerhouses also have killing intent rising. This is betrayal, bare/naked/naked betrayal, leaving no room for it. Then the Yinglong clan at this time is no different from the Minglong clan. Ha ha ha. Hearing the roar of the ancestor of the Shelong clan, the ancestor of the Yinglong clan looked up to the sky and laughed loudly. The Chaos Dragon Emperor is dead long ago, and even the Emperor Dragon clan has been destroyed long ago, but you are always holding illusions. You are extremely stupid. The glory of the Dragon clan has long been in the past. Even if the Dilong clan is still there, it will never be able to stand on top of the 10,000 clans again. Today, in the 9 heavens and 10 earths, only Lord Brahma is the strongest. The day he leaves the customs, he will be in charge of the 9 heavens. Am I betraying you? In the words of the human race, I call it knowing the current affairs. The so-called general protects the master, and the handsome bird climbs the high branch. As long as we are under the command of Lord Brahma and under the protection of Lord Brahma, our Dragon clan will no longer have to fight among themselves, and we will not have to deal with various crises to survive. What's wrong? The words of the ancestors of the Yinglong clan were extremely resounding, and Mo Ying and the others were so angry that they couldn't believe that the Yinglong clan had become so shameless. Running dog. The most hateful thing is that he actually spoke in such a high-sounding manner, without a hint of guilt, as if everything was taken for granted. This kind of servile appearance is the greatest insult to the entire dragon clan. If this matter gets out, the entire dragon clan will be ashamed. How can the proud dragon clan have the face to face others in the future? Damn you bastard, even if you risk all the lives of my dragon clan today, you have to clean up the house. The patriarch of the Black Dragon clan had a face as black as charcoal, and his murderous intent rose. This is equivalent to giving everyone a death order. In order to maintain the dignity of the dragon clan, they must not let these people leave alive. Even if they fight to the last person, they must kill them all. Cleaning the door, cleaning the door, cleaning the door. At this moment, there is no longer any dispute among the experts in the dragon realm. They only have one goal at this moment, which is to kill these traitors, clean up the sect, and maintain the dignity of the dragon clan. Minglong Tanfeng, who had been watching the excitement, couldn't help laughing. Still cleaning the door? A group of idiots who don't know how to live or die. If you don't surrender obediently today, I guarantee that you won't be able to live to see the sun tomorrow. Then you don't need to see each other. The big deal is that we will die together. Even if we die, we must defend the dignity of the dragon clan. The ancestor of the evil dragon clan roared. Boom! There was a loud explosion, the imperial power was surging, and the vast dragon power erupted. The ancestors of the evil dragon clan rushed towards the ancestors of the Yinglong clan like a bolt of lightning. Long Chen was speechless for a while. It was agreed before, and everything was under his command. Why did he forget it now? He was still waiting for the best time to make a move, but now his deployment was suddenly disrupted. Long Chen had no choice but to wave his hand. Following his orders, all the powerful dragon clans roared and killed, and the prelude to the bloody battle was pulled away instantly. Chapter 5482, Boom! With a shocking explosion, the ancestors of the White Dragon, Black Dragon, Evil Dragon, Red Dragon and other clans all killed the ancestors of the Yinglong clan at the same time. With a shocking explosion, the whole world was twisted violently. Their figures disappeared in an instant, and when they reappeared, they were already above the 9 heavens. Boom! Flood dragons stretching tens of thousands of miles across the sky, churning in the endless sea of stars. The patriarchs of the 7 dragon clans fought with all their strength to deal with the patriarchs of the Yinglong clan. Their sharp claws tore apart the sky, thousands of fragments flew, the power of dragons broke apart the universe, and the law of the Great Way was broken. Most of them are at the level of the Dragon Emperor. The goal of the ancestors of the Yinglong clan is to control the dragon domain, while the other ancestors want to protect the dragon domain. Therefore they chose to fight on the sky. I, Ying Bufei, am no longer the Ying Bufei I used to be. Today, those who follow me will live, and those who go against me will die. Ying Bufei showed Yinglong's real body. The dragon's power was stirring, and his blood was surging. Traitors dare to be arrogant, I will tear your mouth apart today. The ancestor of the evil dragon clan rushed out angrily. Don't be impulsive. The patriarch of the White Dragon clan was shocked. Suddenly he changed from a dragon form to a human form, his hands formed seals, the vision behind his back opened, and a giant white dragon emerged. Boom! But at this moment, the dragon claws of the ancestor of the evil dragon clan split into the air, and fought hard with Ying Bufei. Puff! The ancestors of the evil dragon clan and the ancestors of the White Dragon clan spurted out blood at the same time. The ancestor of the Bailong clan saw that Ying Bufei was extremely insidious, and knew that the ancestor of the Shelong clan had a bad temper, so he specially lured him into the trap, and wanted to fight hard to injure him severely. At this time, the ancestor of the Yinglong clan, because of the faint blessing of the power of faith, the power of vitality and blood has greatly increased, and no one is his opponent in a single fight. After some testing just now, the ancestors of the Bailong clan knew that it would be very difficult to defeat Ying Bufei in a 7-to-1 situation. If there is one less person and it becomes 6-1, there is no hope at all. A bunch of trash, not even a single one can fight. Buffet sneered. Although the plan failed, he did not forget to mock the ancestors of the evil dragon clan. #Yuan. The ancestor of the Shelong clan was furious and yelled at Buffet and wanted to go up to fight with Buffet, but was stopped by the ancestor of the Bailong clan. This is the time of life and death for my Longyu. Everyone must calm down and everything will go according to plan. The ancestor of the Bailong clan shouted. Upon hearing the plan, the ancestor of the evil dragon clan immediately calmed down, and at the same time, for the first time, he felt admiration for the human kid who disgusted him so much at first. At the beginning, when Mo Ying and others introduced Long Chen to the ancestors, he was particularly disgusted with Long Chen, and even scolded Xie Qianzhong who helped Long Chen speak. Later, although he reluctantly agreed and obeyed Long Chen's command, he felt extremely uncomfortable in his heart. But now facing Buffet, he thought of Long Chen's deployment. Long Chen said before that there is a possibility that there will be a super terrifying existence in the dragon domain, either the ancestor of the Yinglong clan or the Bone Dragon clan. Patriarch. According to Long Chen's calculations, the Yinglong clan is the most active, and it is very likely that Brahma will choose them to be his pawns to rule the Longyu. At that time, the ancestors of the evil dragon clan still sneered at Long Chen's thoughts, thinking that this was simply nonsense. How could a little heavenly saint be qualified to comment on the strength of the Dragon King? What's more, everyone is resisting the erosion of the years, and there is no strength to contend with the years. How to increase the strength? However, everything was rightly said by Long Chen, and the ancestor of the evil dragon clan couldn't help but look down at the calm young man standing in the center of the battlefield. Let's go together and kill this bastard. The ancestor of the Shelong clan stopped drinking and rushed towards Buffet again, but this time, he cooperated with everyone, and 7 people divided into 7 directions and killed them almost at the same time. A group of ants, I will subdue you today, and the seal of the heaven-shaking god now. Seeing that there was no trick, Buffet sneered, and above the huge dragon horns, the divine brilliance lit up, and a huge rune appeared between the 2 horns out of thin air. A figure emerged from the huge divine seal, sitting cross-legged in the void. It was Brahma. When the Brahma god seal appeared, golden flames appeared all over Buffet's body, and the power of chi and blood increased a lot again. Traitor of the Dragon Clan, even if you risk your life today, I will clean up the house for the Dragon Clan. The ancestor of the Black Dragon Clan roared. Buzz. The ancestor of the Black Dragon Clan was the first to ignite the Dragon Soul, and then the other ancestors also ignited the power of the Dragon Soul at the same time. At the cost of burning the Dragon Soul, they fully awakened the dormant natal runes in the blood. Burning the Dragon Soul will consume a lot of life energy. They already have very little life energy, but for the sake of Longyu, they have no choice at this moment. Kill! The ancestor of the evil dragon clan roared. Boom boom boom. The power of the Dragon Emperor covered the 9 heavens, and the terrifying coercions surpassed all Taoism. Under their crazy confrontation, all the stars in the sky trembled constantly, as if they would fall at any time. Kill! Above the sky, the Dragon Emperor is fighting for the front, and under the sky, the strong dragon clan roared and killed in all directions. Warriors of the underworld dragon, pull out your weapons, tear their bodies apart, and kill these hypocritical guys. We want to prove to the whole world that the underworld dragon clan is the real king of the dragon clan. With a wave, the endless army of underworld dragons roared out. Boom! Huge black 10,000 dragon nests emerged one after another. They were the 10,000 dragon nests of the underworld dragon clan. Countless underworld runes flickered on the 10,000 dragon nests, like fortresses of war, rushing towards the dragon domain. Xiachen, are you alright? Seeing the 10,000 dragons nest of the underworld dragon clan, Long Chen became a little anxious. This is a weapon of war, and under the blessing of the laws of the underworld, its destructive power is amazing. The battle against the 10,000 dragons nest of the dragon realm is basically a result of mutual losses. Even if Long Chen has the ability to reach the sky, it can't stop it from causing huge casualties to Longyu. Boom, 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 boom. Suddenly the void trembled, and there were 8 consecutive loud bangs, and the 8 space gates around the dragon field burst open one after another. At that moment, the faces of the powerful members of the Dark Dragon clan changed drastically. Brothers in Longyu, their retreat has been cut off. Today we will fight to the death with them, and we will never stop dying. Long Chen stopped drinking loudly. Before, he had told the leaders of various clans to put on a fighting posture. Although they were rushing forward, they were not fast. But at this time, when the 2 armies were about to meet, the gates of the 8 major spaces were closed. When the powerhouses of the Minglong family were shocked, their spirits were slightly vented. It's so subtle. Puff, puff, puff. This was a brutal and bloody battle, and as soon as it came into contact, the dragon's blood rained down on the ground. Suddenly, the void trembled, and a figure unexpectedly crossed the endless dragon army and came to Long Chen in an instant. It's the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan. Someone exclaimed. The patriarch of the Bone Dragon clan, coming like lightning, rushed directly in front of Long Chen, but facing the patriarch of the Bone Dragon clan, a Dragon King-level powerhouse, Long Chen still stood with his hands behind his back, looking at him coldly. Broken move, choke. Suddenly there was a shout, and the sound of the sword being unsheathed resounded throughout the battlefield. Then, people were shocked to find that the flow of time in this world seemed to slow down in an instant. However, people saw that a sword chi streaked across the sky, and the world was split in half by the sword. Chapter 5483 Yu Zifeng slashed out with a sword, and the vitality between heaven and earth was instantly wiped out, and the law of 10,000 ways was cut by this sword. Yu Zifeng has been accumulating energy for this sword for a long time. Before that, he had completely restrained his spirit, energy, and spirit. At this time, his artistic conception of the way of the sword has reached an indescribable height. Even the Dragon King powerhouse didn't feel his existence. The last time he fought with Een-haired King Kong, Yu Zifeng was discouraged. That time, he saw what a real powerhouse is. However, Yu Zifeng is the kind of person who becomes more courageous as he gets frustrated. After being defeated, he intensively studied the way of swordsmanship and pondered every day how he could defeat such a terrifying strong man. Breaking the waves is currently his strongest ultimate move, and also his most confident move. It can be said that it is always invincible. But after encountering the silver-haired residual space, this attack failed, and Yu Zifeng realized that this attack was not perfect. In the following time, he has been perfecting Duanlong, and under his deduction, Duanlong has added 99 and 81 changes. Every change can extend to 81 different destructive powers. In Yu Zifeng's words, no matter what kind of opponents they encounter in the future, there will always be one that suits them. Originally, Yu Zifeng's goal this time was the silver-haired empty space, but he saw that Long Chen had also completed a transformation and finally, he decided not to compete with Long Chen for this opponent. He has been standing behind Long Chen, silently accumulating strength, because Long Chen secretly told him that he must go all out for this battle. Because the more enemies killed by the crowd, the higher the probability that the experts in Longyu will survive. This battle must be ruthless. Originally, Yu Zifeng was going to deal with the silver-haired King Kong, but he didn't expect that the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan would come to his door, and he would directly attack with all his strength. The moment Yu Zifeng slashed out with a sword, the world was split open by the sword, and the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan looked shocked. He didn't care to attack Long Chen, and the strong threat of death made him roar immediately, "Dragon Bone Shield, hum!" The ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan folded his hands together, and the keel bones intersected one after another, forming a keel shield in front of him. That keel bone is his natal bone, and this is the unique secret method of the Bone Dragon family. When they appear in human form, each natal bone is a weapon, which can be summoned as a magic weapon. The bones of the Dragon Emperor gathered together, The endless runes of the Emperor's Way gathered together, and the terrifying coercion of the dragon bone shield made people feel desperate. This is the strongest defense of the Bone Dragon clan. A small heavenly sage actually forced the Dragon King to use his housekeeping skills. If it is spread, no one will believe it. Boom! Just after the Keel shield was condensed, Yu Zifeng slashed down with a fierce sword with the will to destroy all Taos. There was a loud bang, and the terrifying Keel shield was actually slashed by Yu Zifeng's sword. What? At that moment, no matter the enemy or us, they were all stunned by this sword. The absolute defense of the Dragon Emperor powerhouse failed to seal this sword. The Keel shield shattered, and the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan flew backwards. People were shocked to find that there was a crack between his brows, and his cheeks were stained red with dragon blood. From his eyes, people saw shock and anger. Fear. Dragon King powerhouse? That's all. Yu Zifeng snorted coldly. Choke. Putting the long sword into its sheath, he looked coldly at the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan who flew upside down, with an indifferent expression on his face, as if he had done a trivial matter. In fact, Long Chen and the others knew that this sword contained all of Yu Zifeng's power. At this time, his power was almost dry. But because Yu Zifeng is a sword cultivator, his own aura is not obvious, and his spiritual power is extremely strong, no one can see his reality. People saw that Yu Zifeng almost killed a Dragon King with his sword, and they acted lightly. No matter the enemy or us, they were completely shocked by this sword. Even Mo Yang, Qi Wufeng and other ancient seal peerless arrogances were amazed by this sword. They were invincible in all their lives, but they had never seen such a terrifying sword cultivator. Yu Zifeng's sword not only shattered the shield of the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan, cut off his head, but also cut off the confidence of the Yinglong clan, Bone Dragon clan, Dark Dragon clan and other strong people. Brothers of the Dragon Blood Legion, we have been greatly favored by the elders of the Dragon clan, and it is time to show our strength. Pull out your sharp swords, cut off the enemy's head, and let the seniors who endowed us with the power of dragon blood see that they didn't miss it. Long Chen shouted loudly. Kill! Following Long Chen's order, the Dragon Blood warriors roared at the same time, rushing out like a torrent, and surrounded the ancestors of the Bone Dragon clan in an instant. Originally, the Dragon Blood Legion had been guarding Long Chen's side, and they tightly guarded Long Chen in the middle. In fact, Long Chen asked them to do this just for fishing. Capture the king first. However, at first, Long Chen thought that the first one to kill would be Minglong Tianfeng. If this stunned head Qin came over, Yu Zifeng would kill him with a single sword, leaving the Minglong clan without a leader. The benefits are huge. Long Chen didn't expect that the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan would be the first to kill him. Long Chen thought that he would command the Bone Dragon clan to fight against the Yinglong clan, and would not make a move easily, but he did it anyway, making Long Chen fight again. Miscalculated. However, since he is here, he must not be let go. Gu Yang and others killed him immediately. Taking advantage of the fact that the ancestors of the Bone Dragon clan had not recovered from Yu Zifeng's sword, Gu Yang had a vision behind him. Stretching it open, the dragon roar shook the sky, and the Keel spear in his hand roared towards him. Gu Yang's dragon bone spear recognized its master, and with its violent power, it finally had a place to use. This spear was unparalleled in bravery, with boundless killing intent, and it pierced the ancestors of the Bone Dragon clan with the courage to succeed or be benevolent. The ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan was slashed by Yu Zifeng's sword until his eyes stared like gold stars, and his soul was stabbed. The will attached to Yu Zifeng's sword almost made his will collapse. If you take it hard, you will go backwards. However, as soon as he moved, he was shocked to find that the ground under his feet was covered with runes, and his feet were firmly attached to the ground. The ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan was startled and angry. He didn't know when he was hit by Li Qi and Song Mingyuan. Seeing Gu Yang's spear had already stabbed in front of him, he roared and punched fiercely. Boom! With a loud bang, Gu Yang was thrown backwards by a punch, blood gushing wildly, and an arm of the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan was also shattered. Roar! The ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan roared, and he was shaken back a few steps. The ground under his feet exploded. Li Qi and Song Minjiwan's thick soil power could no longer restrain him. Puff! The ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan was hit hard one after another. Knowing something was wrong, just about to escape, suddenly a golden light flashed behind him, and the head of the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan shot up into the sky. Chapter 5484. At some point, Guoran, wearing a golden battle armor and holding a golden saber, quietly appeared behind the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan. Guoran's whole body was wrapped in battle armor, and countless black lines flowed on the golden battle armor, which was extremely fierce. The golden saber slashed across the neck of the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan. A black sharp edge appeared on the blade of the golden saber, and Wan Dao was cut apart. Even the body of the Dragon King powerhouse could not withstand this cut. A head was cut off immediately, and just as the head flew up, a sharp sword energy hit his forehead directly, and it was Bai Shishir who made the move. Puff! The sharp gold power breaks through the air and is irresistible. Facing the Dragon King powerhouse, Bai Shishir went all out without any reservations. Their primordial spirits were killed together. Snapped, Guoran kicked in the air and kicked on the head of the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan. The huge head rolled all the way and landed in front of Mo Yang and others. Guoran carried the divine power of beheading the Dragon Emperor, shouted loudly, and roared with metal trills resounding throughout the battlefield. Brothers of the Dragon Blood Legion, kill as much as you want, and use the blood of the traitors to wash away the shame of the Dragon clan. Boom! Guoran shouted angrily, turned around, and fought a blow with a half-step Dragon King powerhouse, and there was a loud bang. The dragon gun in the half-step Dragon King powerhouse was chopped off by Guoran, and a mouthful of blood squirted out wildly. Kill! Boom boom boom. The morale of the Dragon Blood warriors was like a rainbow. One by one, their long swords were drawn out of their sheaths, and their sword energy rushed to the sky. They rushed directly at the senior leaders of the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan. The strong men of the two clans were killed by the Dragon Blood army. Fall back. At this time, the Dragon Blood warriors showed shocking combat power, which stunned everyone. They specially selected the strongest high-level powerhouses to make a move, and when they made a move, it was the fiercest lore. The human scalp is numb. Brothers of Longyu, we are the masters of Longyu. Seeing the brave and invincible Dragon Blood warriors, first beheading the Dragon Emperor, and then oppressing the strongest high-level officials of the Yinglong clan and the Bone Dragon clan with absolute power, Mo Yang and the others trembled all over. He couldn't help it roar loudly. They are the masters of Longyu. When is it the turn of the human race to support them? What about the dignity of the Dragon clan? What about pride? Although he didn't point it out, but as the pride of the Dragon clan, seeing that the Dragon Blood Legion is turning against the enemy, it is tantamount to slapping them in the face if they want to hold up the banner of cleaning up the sect for Longyu. Kill! The arrogance of Longyu suddenly turned red. They are the masters of Longyu. How can they let the people steal the limelight? Although they recognize the Dragon Blood Legion, everyone has the heart of comparison. On the territory of Longyu, if they are suppressed by the Dragon Blood Legion, what face do they have to call themselves peerless arrogance? Damn it, I'm fighting with you. The arrogances of Longyu gritted their teeth at this time, as if they had seen their father and enemy killed, and rushed out one by one like crazy. Puff puff. At this time, the Dragon Domain powerhouses are fearless, and they don't even want their lives. They only have one thought, which is to kill desperately, to kill as many traitors as possible, and to kill as many super powerhouses as possible. They want to let the whole world know who is the master of the Dragon Realm. Even if they risk their lives, they can't let the dragon race lose face. They must kill more people than the Dragon Blood Legion. Minglong Tianfeng, take your life. Mo Yang was the first to attack Minglong Tianfeng, but as soon as he made a move, Qi Wufeng and others also followed him. The life of Minglong Tianfeng is mine. Qi Wufeng roared angrily. Has your name written on his face? Whoever kills it will count. The female dragon monster also shouted angrily, rushing forward desperately. Now on the Longyu battlefield, the strongest is Ing Bufei, the ancestor of the Yinglong clan. He was entangled by several ancestors at the same time, and they had no chance to intervene in such a terrifying battlefield. The rest is the ancestor of the Bone Dragon clan. He is the real Dragon Emperor powerhouse, but he attacked Long Chen secretly, was severely injured by Yu Zifeng's sword, and then was beheaded by the Dragon Blood Legion. Now, in order to save face, Long Yu must kill Minglong Tianfeng and all the high-level members of the Minglong clan. A group of ants dare to be arrogant in front of me. Minglong Tianfeng was also shocked by Yu Zifeng's sword before. Seeing that he had become the prey of the crowd, he became angry for a moment. With a shake of the black dragon gun in his hand, he stepped on the void and rushed towards the crowd. Boom! Mo Yang was the first to kill. This time he used a weapon, also a dragon gun. The two dragon guns collided, the 10,000 roads split apart, and Minglong Tianfeng and Mo Yang flew out at the same time. Asshole! After fighting for an equal share with Mo Yang, Minglong Tianfeng's face changed, and he shouted, "Quickly find a way to reopen the gate of the underworld." Only then did Minglong Tianfeng realize that the gate of the underworld was closed, and without the blessing of endless underworld energy, his strength was greatly reduced in an instant. "Your Highness, it's already being opened, and it only takes a stick of incense," a half-step Dragon Emperor of the Underworld Dragon clan hurriedly said. "Shoot together and protect His Highness." An old man from the Underworld Dragon clan shouted that the gate of the underworld was originally closed, but their number is much larger than that of the Dragon domain, and there is still a tendency to crush them. However, under the instigation of Long Chen, the strong men in the Dragon realm are now crazy. Their combat power is soaring, and the scene is starting to get out of control, and they are starting to panic. Boom boom boom. At this moment, Mo Yang, Qi Wufeng and other Tianjiao fought fiercely and went all out to kill Minglong Tianfeng as quickly as possible. However, the half-step emperors of the Minglong clan shot one after another, and everyone was disturbed. For a while, it was impossible to win the Minglong Tianfeng. But at this time, the two sides launched a bloody battle, and the sound of the dragon's roar resounded throughout the world. In an instant, the dragon's blood stained the entire dragon domain red. Boom boom boom. The endless 10,000 dragon nests collided with each other, and in the suicidal collision, countless mountain-like fragments flew down, smashing the earth into huge pits. At that moment, this place seemed to be a purgatory on earth. "Let's make a move too." Mo Ying watched the bloody battle in the audience, and the strong people in the dragon realm were dying all the time. She couldn't stand it any longer. At this moment in the center of the battlefield, Long Chen, Yu Zifeng and the 7 patriarchs did not make a move. Hearing Mo Ying's words, Long Chen shook his head and said, "Now is not the time, you have to listen to my command, don't be like those ancestors. If it wasn't for my brother who closed the door of space and time, the Underworld Dragon clan blessed by the laws of the underworld would definitely bring us huge casualties." When Long Chen said this, Mo Ying and the others felt a little ashamed. Before Long Chen told them to obey the command, but they didn't expect that the door of space could be closed artificially. At this time, Mo Ying and the others understood that everything was under Long Chen's control, and they didn't need to worry about it at all. The only thing they had to do was to listen to Long Chen's command. On the battlefield, flesh and blood splattered, life was like a mustard. Long Yu was already bleeding into rivers and corpses piled up like mountains, but Long Chen was unusually calm. He knew that at this moment in the dark, there was a pair of eyes staring at him. The owner of those eyes wanted his life, and likewise, he also wanted the other party's life. Now, it depends on who is more calm. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.